There we go. And we have begun. The beginning has begun.
Wahoo!
Welcome to the beginning of the beginning.
This is only the beginning
of the end of the beginning of the end of the beginning of the end of the beginning.
That's right. Folks, welcome to another exciting edition of Gateway. We're back. And this time, some exciting stuff's gonna happen.
Now in Technicolor.
It's true. Well. I suppose.
Well,
What's
all this then?
Well, what's all this then?
Oi, what's all this then? Homelander. He knackered my wife.
Oh, Homelander. I don't deserve a cocksure, Homelander.
Kidnap me, son. Welcome to Gateway, everybody. Let's go around the horn and introduce ourselves, shall we? We'll start with Lanny Pator. Where can they find you? What are you up to?
Why, that's me. You can find me all over the internet at Lanny Pator. On Twitch, I just beat the Elden Ring DLC. Everybody was making such a big deal about that last boss. He was pretty hard. But I won. Not sure what I'm gonna play next, but I'm probably gonna jump into more Helldivers at some point. Figure things out. I don't know. My streaming schedule is nutty right now, but check out the GT watch through the Kaiser and I have been doing over on 4-Star Bento. Just made it through the Super 17 arc. Probably the best arc of Dragon Ball GT. Come at me. Fight me. Yeah. Beyond that, working on a bunch of stuff that I can't quite talk about yet, but you will hear about it when I'm able to talk about it. Tomorrow, if you're not all role-played out, or really tired after the night before, we'll be doing the Ties That Bind on twitch.tv/LannyPator, 1 o'clock Central Time. The dangers of a nearly roiling war in a city that is currently under threat of demonic violence and assassins. Tune in and see how the heroes resolve it. Or if they do. That's me.
Yep. Up next we got Hey Mr. Rabbit. Where can they find you? And what are you up to?
Hey! What's up? My name's Rabbit. I'm a writer, and I've also been doing voice acting auditions. You can find me on twitch.tv/HeyMrRabbit, where I also hilariously stream Elden Ring and RuneScape and a bunch of other retro games and horror games and RPGs as well. I'm in the same vein as Lanny. Elden Ring. They say it's hard. I put a nozzle on a dragon and I say breathe magic breath, and it seems to solve everything pretty well.
It's
I
like
beat
there are some
with
crazy
my dragon
broken
build under 5 tries.
I hate you for that. It took me 2 streams to beat her.
Oh no. Me,
but I play straight up just like Unga Bunga no shield. Me beat you. Style.
Oh yeah, no. I come into the game like Dave. I'm a research scientist. Oh god, Dave would body Elden Ring. Anyway, you can also find my VODs on YouTube and whatnot. And the current thing I'm doing is I'm recruiting people to go ahead and do my very first YouTube video. And it's so good. It's so good. And it's going to be super fun. And I have a lot of fun people helping me. And I'm super excited about that. So tune into the YouTube channel soon. And also come on down to twitch.tv/HeyMrRabbit, where I will entertain you playing RuneScape as we join in the holy art of Rabbit's goal to get number up. Can we get number up? Signs point to yes.
Make numbers big.
Absolutely.
Make number go brrr.
Yeah, I just got Vanquish. I'm annoyed because I don't have the attack stats.
Oh.
Yeah, Vanquish is so good. It uses all 3 combat types, and all you gotta do is just right-click it and switch it, and bada bing, it's a ranged weapon. Bada bing, it's a magic weapon. It's so good. Yeah, that's me. That's all I got going on.
Right on, right on. Up next, we got Sarah. Where can they find you and what are you up to?
I'm on Twitter at Sarah with an H and with an E Willia, and YouTube at the same. Stuff. Gosh. Can't remember what I'm allowed to talk about, to be honest. It's like, let's just say I think I'm good. I'm just getting through this thing.
We know you're
Phil
good,
is
Sarah.
visiting. It's lovely. We've been having a nice chill time.
Hey.
Yeah. I don't know. That's me.
Excellent. That just leaves me, and they can find me on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Tumblr, Blue Sky, at Distortion Devil. I stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. I've been doing my own playthrough of Elden Ring, except I started from the beginning.
Oh.
So I'm going through the entirety of the Lands Between as Otho Valentinius, using a Dex crit build. That's been working out pretty well for me so far. I'm not gonna lie. I've sort of been curb stomping the game so far. But be on the lookout tomorrow. Gonna be playing some more Darksiders too. Been absolutely loving that game. So good. So much fun. So good. Yeah, I guess that's all that I've got going on right now. This episode is brought to you in part by Die Hard Dice.
Die Hard Dice!
The very
That's
same.
right.
Woo!
Die Hard Dice is, as always, your one-stop shop for dice and dice accessories. And if you head on over to dieharddice.com, you can use the code Unexpectables to save 10% on your order. You can also purchase some Lies Aspect Dice, the official collaboration between the Unexpectables and Die Hard Dice. As well. Check out our merch store. We've got some fun things heading down on the pipeline. We got some gateway-themed design that is going to be cropping up soon here.
I'm
But,
excited.
you know, we also couldn't do this week in, week out without bits and subs from viewers like you. Viewers such as Captain Actually. Thank you for the 52 months of subbing. Travis A. Carey, thank you for the 100 bits. No spoilers for Elden Ring. I'm going in dry. You will very much not be by the end. Skunk Monkey, thank you for the 100 bits. Time for a rousing round of radioactive recreation. Indeed, it seems someone's Geiger counter is already going off.
It's just a low amount of radiation. It's fine. The healthy amount.
A healthy amount of radiation. Constable Mutton, thank you for the 52 months. I'm waiting for the day a Protectron gives the car a ticket for not paying a parking meter. And finally, we got Trav Nogard. Thank you for the 35 months. And with that, I hope we're ready for tonight's episode, because it's going to be very interesting.
Bye, chat.
Hang on, I need to put on my voice.
Interesting, ready for the apex.
Maybe? We're gonna find out.
This time on Gateway.
That's right. Oh, there it goes. When last we left most of the runaways, Apex the Wildman, Louise the Scavenger, and Alvin the Mechanic. They made their way back to Riverside for some much-needed R&R. Apex bid farewell to his brother and parents as they decided to head to the botanical gardens and help the people living there with their research. Meanwhile, Louise got a call from Dave about a lead on her search for Barry. Last reports put him in Westport. and Alvin learned that his former White Razor leader and flame, Jet, has been on the move, venturing further inland in search of new places to craft their chems, as well as Alvin himself. Just as the runaways were planning their next move, Apex and Louise were approached just outside of Riverside by an unknown figure. Who could this unknown figure be? Find out now on tonight's episode of Gateway.
The Apex flares his claw and narrows his eyes.
Indeed, as I believe it was Louise and Apex on the outside of town.
Indeed,
Yeah.
we were scavenging for bits of metal.
As you were scavenging for bits of metal, you hear the telltale crunch of dirt and gravel. Not immediately behind you, but it over the usual din of silence that is the wasteland. It picks on the wind quite well.
Yeah.
As you hear,
We just got our new socials menu, and we know we have enemies, so I'm on edge.
Oh, right, yeah. I will swivel my head in that direction and take a gander. What do I see, Connor?
well, as you both turn around and face towards the sound, footsteps cresting over the hill that leads to the settlement of Riverside. Zan, would you like to describe your character?
Sure. I suppose the group would see a muscular young man with kind of brown, done-up hair and a sort of light, messy pompadour. His face kind of has pox scars on it with a cut over his left eye. You kind of see brown eyes are looking a bit shocked that there's a large, imposing figure such as Apex kind of looking back towards them.
I'm actually rather short.
Oh, sorry. Large as in, like, stature and presence.
Yeah, but he's all crouched up, so you can't. Oh, Art! Hi!
He has a friendly kind of demeanor towards the group, but it's very obvious he's wearing clothes and combat armor that would be kind of expected for somebody within the Brotherhood of Steel, save for a very obvious sign of a blue fleur-de-lis on his right shoulder of the clothing and armor. And he's going to kind of have both of his hands up. Whoa! Didn't mean to startle you.
Connor, that symbol on his shoulder, does that mean anything to me? That little glow.
Make a smarts roll.
Apex can be smartish. He has been known to have moments. That's a 10. See? One of these moments.
You've actually seen that symbol scattered around during your travels. It seems to be all over the place as you were traveling St. Louis. It appears to be, from what you've gathered, it used to be a symbol of the area, as a matter of fact. With a 10, you even know what it's called. You know it is a fleur-de-lis.
Louise raises an eyebrow and she clocks a cautious hand in greeting. Howdy, stranger. And then under her breath, she says to Apex, Apex, how you feeling about this guy?
I look up. Are you a robot?
No.
Slow swing of her head towards Apex, like, what?
Last time we met somebody, they were a robot.
Yeah, okay. Wow. Right.
I bleed flesh and blood just like most of folks around here, I'd suspect, but...
Don't say suspect if you're not sure. He might want to test that. Sorry. Well, howdy. I'm Louise. This is Apex.
I am the Apex.
Yes, he is the Apex. Please put the in front of it.
Name's Theo. Theo August. Pleasure, I suppose. Came out here to check out what was going on or what the fuss was. And not too often I see travelers this well armed. Just good to see that you're good-natured, at least in intention.
Raises other eyebrow. Raises other eyebrow. Extrapolate on the specific fuss you're talking about?
Would see a group of people out in the wasteland, pretty heavily traveled, it would seem. As I feel like I have the right mind to inspect, make sure everything's all right. I'm part of the Brotherhood around here, so keeping the peace is something I do on somewhat of a regular basis anyways. And seems like you're well-natured. You at least ain't attacking me.
Blanks.
The cow-headed gentleman seems to regard you more suspiciously now.
Louise blinks. She's like, "Oh, us. We're the okay. Okay. You know what? Actually, Apex, would you mind just staying with our new friend, and I'll just go get Alvin, as he sort of is the designated representative of this area. I'm just gonna go get Alvin. You stay here. BRB runs off towards where Alvin is.
The man in the Brahmin skull mask approaches you.
Hi there. Is it alright I put my arms down?
I nod as I kind of circle you. Look over your
Sniffing.
uniform.
You'll notice
Where are you?
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I just ask. Where are you stationed out of?
Kind of here and there. More of the traveling type than necessarily the entrenched in the local business and politics type. But mainly around here and there, wherever the Brotherhood needs me. Not old enough to necessarily earn a posting yet.
Have you heard from the local chapter?
Oh yeah, of course. We keep in constant contact.
What do they tell you?
You
can tell by this inquisition I'm very suspicious of you.
I love it if she just said, "I am suspicious of you."
Little this, little that. You gotta understand, not really wise to discuss Brotherhood secrets out to somebody I just met.
We've come across Paladin Boxer a few times. What do you hear from him?
Paladin Boxer, huh? Theo kind of thinks to himself. Connor?
Did I write up a Paladin Boxer?
I don't think so. At least not on my notes.
One second. Where's my chat with you, Connor? There it is.
Ah, I see. Well, I will send a message of my own.
Very well. During that kind of time, but
you can tell me what I noticed that you said I was going to notice about you while Connor lets you know.
Oh, fair enough. Boxer, I don't think I've ever heard of that name in particular. Is he a newer knight?
I reply with the grunt, and that's all, as I continue just kind of like circling you and looking you over. Are there any other distinguishing marks on your armor that might signify, like, station or rank?
Station, it does appear, if you are versed in such, that he seems to have the dog tags kind of visibly on display, kind of wrapped around his arm rather than around his neck. It does have the station of knight, but he is not wearing power armor. On top of that, he does seem to have a well-maintained but very obviously worn Ripper sword and a laser rifle that's also pretty heavily used. The clothing underneath seems like he's been recently well-traveled. Same with the armor. Does not appear shiny at all.
What do you know of the super mutant activity in the area?
Well, they come and go as they were, but honestly, I'm more worried about ghouls. That's, to be honest, that's why I came out here to make sure you weren't more of them.
I kind of crouch down like a little bit in front of you, kind of cocking my head back and forth a little bit.
If you don't mind me asking, personal space. Okay, I get it. There's been a number of ghoulish rumors and sightings, reports around here. Have you noticed anything around these parts?
Yes.
Related to that? You've seen ghouls?
Many.
Were they of the feral kind or more of the good nature kind?
Little of both.
Oh, okay. Well, it's not all bad then.
What is your intention with the ghouls?
Right now, just tracking them. We've had issues with the number of ferals kind of overrunning places before, so it's always helpful to keep an eye out, make sure there's a particularly glowing type of feral ghoul that you keep eyes on where they might be going, and you usually track ferals not too far behind them.
Who's your commanding officer?
Oh shit. Commanding officer? Man, you know a lot more about the Brotherhood than I would suspect. You don't mind me asking, how do you know so much?
I am the Apex. I know many things.
Right. Okay. Well, Elder Savage or Paladin Madden would be the two I'd usually report to if they, have any need of either military service, which is pretty rare for me these days, or more commonly, I'm usually sent out to make sure that locals have a good ear and report back to the Brotherhood whatever they have issues with. If that makes sense.
And how long have you been in St. Louis?
All my life. How about yourself?
Only recently. I'm from further south.
Well, welcome to this beautiful jewel. Much as we can make it anyways. Hopefully the hospitality's been better than out there in the rest of the wasteland.
Have you ever come across the Archers?
Oh, yeah, of course.
What are your thoughts on them?
It's kind of hard to feel particular sympathy for anyone who engages in the slave trade, of course. And obviously not going Brotherhood history with them notwithstanding. I rarely find one that's particularly pleasant and good for conversation, if that makes sense.
In your position, I suppose so.
But even so, most of the time I get calls out to try and help somebody out or investigate what happened to some of the locals. Archers got something to do with it. Seem to have their hands in just about every pie.
I haven't noticed their activity out this far.
Yeah, me neither. At least not yet.
The only activity I've seen from them has been around the arch itself.
Well, taking the arch is one thing, holding it's another, and it usually requires a measure of power far beyond just the arch itself. But of course, you know all that. You're the Apex, right? He'll kind of look you up and down now, kind of seeing if he's calmed down some of your suspicions at least a little bit, and kind of get an eye towards some of your equipment. Oh, that looks pretty worn and used as well.
I'm gonna do a wits roll on. I don't even think have we gotten your name?
Yeah, he introduced himself as Theo.
Theo. I'm gonna do a wits roll on Theo just to kind of get kind of a gauge of his experience in battle and his forte, like where his strengths seem to lie. If you'll allow that, Connor.
I'll allow it.
Alrighty. 8. I don't know what kind of information you want to give me with that, but does he seem
Why did
like
you roll 3d6?
Oh, that is weird.
Built different.
Built
Oh,
with
I see what happened. I meant to do 2d6 plus 3. Instead, I did 3d6 plus 1 for some reason. Whatever. Here we go. 9. That's somehow better. Anyway.
Apologies. What info were you looking for?
What's your highest stat? Let's just go with that.
Very obviously, at least to your eyes. Well, he doesn't seem dumb. He's definitely more built for fighting and surviving the wastes. His body is his highest stat.
I'm still on guard. Knowing that you're a martial combatant, you have a very violent weapon at your side, and you seem to have, you know, go ahead and give a wits roll at me. Go ahead and throw that at me. I'll let you know how my disposition is shifted.
A 9.
9? You can see that my guard is still up. I'm still somewhat suspicious of you as a new face, but I don't believe you are an immediate threat.
Well, if there's anything I can do to try and assist wherever you're meant to be going, you need a guide around these parts? You said you're not from around here, at least.
I lay my head nearby. Riverside, have you been?
Oh, yeah, once or twice.
I nod my head in that direction and start walking.
I suppose I'll follow you then. As you kind of take a few cautious steps behind him and curious where he's going. We'll follow behind the apex.
So, Louise, you'd probably get there well before us after that conversation.
Oh yeah. Gosh, where are you, Alvin? Where have you gone?
I'm working on the power armor.
I'll pop into the work. Yeah, I'll pop in the workshop and be like, "Hey, Alvin!
Hey, look away! I got a welder."
What? Need you to can you pause that for a mo?
Yeah, sure. What's up, Starshine? As I put down the welding gun and the welding mask. What's happening?
Me and Apex were out on the outskirts, and new guy just kind of strolled up.
New guy.
Yeah, says he's in the Brotherhood.
Well, all kinds of people come and go through Riverside.
Yeah.
You look concerned though. What's wrong?
Oh, I don't know. I'm concerned about anybody new these days, especially the Brotherhood. I left Apex with him. I mean, if he's really dangerous, I'm sure it'll be taken care of by the time he gets back. But I thought you should take a gander too.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. Here, lead me to him.
Yep.
I'll put down my stuff and follow behind Louise.
So soon we'll meet in the middle.
Yeah, you'd probably find us on the outskirts of town.
Yeah, you'll both see both Theo and Apex just entering into Riverside at the point where you are running out to that direction. And Alvin, you see the man as described before. I'll put his picture back up if you would like.
Oh, I have it saved on another tab. I really like the art, actually.
Oh, well, there you go. Yep, another one by Darky Arts.
Yeah, he crushed it.
Yeah, he really did. You have a very 19th century look to yourself. I really like it. You will see a man with tan skin, messy black hair, and green eyes, with a smile, with a blue mechanic jumpsuit with white armor over it that looks oddly futuristic, and a tool belt with two power fists dangling from it.
His current armor is made out of synth skin, just for context, or synth plating.
Yep.
Yeah, it looks like porcelain.
Hey, howdy there. Does Theo look like somebody who's been in Riverside before? From what I've known?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, that's probably a counter question.
That's a great question. Theo, you said you've been to Riverside before a couple times, correct?
Yes.
Then Alvin, go ahead and roll me a wits roll.
You got it. Let's see what we got. 7.
7. He looks familiar, but you've never met or talked to him.
That makes sense.
You remember his silhouette more than anything.
Hi there, you certainly look familiar. I'm Alvin Bronson. I'm with the St. Louis Machinists here in Riverside. Who's y'all?
Oh, name's Theo August. Pleased to meet you, Alvin.
Hey, pleased to meet you too. I'll extend my hand for a hearty handshake.
He'll return it.
What brings you around these sides, Theo?
Well, in truth, I was making my way back towards Riverside to investigate something for the Brotherhood. Also, a little worried about some of the ghouls poking around, so decided to poke my head out personally to see if the noise was. Ended up across you and your fellows.
Well, you look like you've been around Riverside once or twice. You know there's a bunch of ghouls just not causing any trouble for no one around here. I mean, hell, even my boss, one of the best of them, I'll tell you what.
Oh, I got nothing against ghouls myself personally. Just, you know, when the ferals tend to group up, there's usually some sort of trouble around the corner.
Now, I can understand that. A bit of a cloud or whatnot heading around. Well, I'll tell you what. I was spooling up on a project over at the... I'll point out the old stone church. I was spooling up on a project over there with my boss, a couple of people, Louise and Apex. You probably met earlier. I could go ahead and table that for a second if you want to go ahead.
Apex is still just staring, emotionless.
And you know what? I'd be more than willing to go ahead and just spool that to a side. We'd go ahead and see if we got some dandy boys, dandy boy apples, just spooling up in one of the cabins or whatnot. If you want to just go ahead and shoot the breeze for a second.
Sure. Of course, I could love the company. Better than traveling alone in Wasteland. You understand that. But if I could ask a real quick question of you.
Oh, yeah, no problem. I'm an open book.
Y'all round Riverside pretty frequently?
Oh, I live here, actually.
Oh, you ever heard of the Runaways?
Louise claps a hand to her mouth and suddenly just guffaws under her breath.
Alvin looks back to Louise and just pats her back.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
We reckon heard about the Riverside, the Runaways once or twice. Why do you inquire?
A good friend of mine asked me to come to Riverside and try to help him out. Truthfully, and outside of the feral ghouls, that's the real reason I was around here.
Louise laughs harder.
Apex is now squinting. Just like
did I say something wrong?
Just under her breath, she's going, "Oh, you poor damn bastard."
Oh no, you didn't say. Oh no, you didn't say anything wrong, Theo. Tell you what, you name your drink. You name your drink of choice. You tell me who. You tell me who told you about these old runaways, and we'll tell you the whole story. How's that sound?
Theo's gonna kind of like look over Alvin, being very kind and friendly. Is unfortunately gonna have to be a little suspicious at the questioning of that. Well, sure. I won't say no to a bourbon or any kind of whiskey, really, but in truth, some of the fella who told me about the trouble out here was pretty badly injured, and might do more harm than good to say their name.
Pretty badly injured?
Yeah, fortunately so.
Well, I'm terribly sorry to hear about that. Well, I'll tell you what. The sun seems to be beating down anyway. That shelter's still up regardless. And that's my promise to you. Come on.
Is this individual wounded by super mutants by chance?
Hard to say. From what I saw, mostly on the mend, but you gotta understand it. Even amongst other Brotherhood folks, people in power armor tend to be a bit more guarded with their wounds. Couldn't quite tell past that.
If you said you're here to help out the runaways?
Yeah. Good friend of mine asked to see if I could lend any sort of support, whether it's a kind open hand and an open mind, or raise a rifle if I need to.
What do you know of the runaways' goals?
Also, your friend got a name we can know?
He just said he wouldn't divulge because he's wounded.
Oh, okay.
Tell you what, why don't we walk a little bit, get a better judge of your character? You seem like decent folk, of course. I just, rather not talk out loud, if that makes sense. Out here in the open.
Yeah, that's no trouble at all.
I lean in. Are you psychic? You have never seen a more serious face on this man who has been glaring at you for the most part.
Louise gives up. She's dying now. Just
What in the good Lord's name is a psychic?
oh, this is normal. You get used to
You said talk out loud.
Oh, I meant out in public, like somewhere someone else could hear. You never know who's listening.
I lean back.
I'll go ahead and see if I can't set up a spread for us.
Shit,
Alrighty.
stick me with a fork or a shot. I'm done.
Oh, come on. Let's go ahead. Let's see if we can't find some stuff around for our guest here. I'll go ahead and just get some drinks, see if I can find some dandy boys, what have you, and just make things a little comfortable for a little inside conversation with Theo in the break room.
All right, so you're going inside the old stone chapel.
Yep.
Yeah, Theo, you've seen this before. Its name really does it justice. It looks exactly what the tin describes. It is a bunch of old, weathered bricks that have been gussied up a little bit by the residents. You know them to be... You've heard the name of the St. Louis Machinists before. Known tinkerers that will sort of act as handymen around the greater St. Louis area. Well known and well liked, but you don't know much about them other than that all of them are ghouls. Well, most of them are ghouls.
Oh. Well, I'll admit I've seen this place from afar, but never thought I'd go inside.
Oh, it's quite pleasant in here. Let me go ahead and tell y'all.
I love what you've done with the place.
Oh, thank you. Most of the magic happens up in the back and whatnot. Break room's right over here.
Let the old follow.
Yeah, as you're let in, the interior is much nicer and much newer to your eye than the outside. It is quite the spacious interior. Again, there's sort of a little bit of stonework that makes up the interior. A lot of quite old architecture in here.
He'll kind of take a seat at what would I assume be like a bar or a table.
Yeah,
no
there are
problem.
tables and chairs around in here.
I'll go ahead.
Apex takes up a squat on a counter in the corner of the room.
I'll go ahead and take a seat across from you.
Slouches up in her seat too.
So, considering you didn't want to talk about some stuff outside, I think it was only appropriate I didn't tell you some stuff outside myself either. You said you're looking for them runaways, right?
Oh, yes, sir.
Well, you just happened to go ahead and luck in to find them.
Well, I can't have bad luck all the time, right?
And that lady luck's fantastic that way.
Well, if you're the runaways, I suppose I don't mind telling you then. Good friend of mine, Paladin Dread, goes by that name. He's, well, he looked pretty badly messed up, and he asked me to come out here, Riverside, I suppose find all y'all and help you out with whatever business you're going through. Seem to measure some form of, what was it, peril or trouble you might have been in?
Upon saying the name Dread, the slouched, still defensive-looking Apex softens significantly.
With 1 foot, I will scoot out a chair for Apex to sit in.
I'm not taking a chair.
Oh.
The foot's already moved. Fate's already moved its invisible foot.
It's just a chair immediately screeches out. Apex just looks at it, flicks an eye towards it, and then does nothing.
It'll warm up to y'all. Well, but let me tell you, any friend of Paladin Dread's a friend of my own.
Oh,
He's not newly injured, is he? Did he mention that those are, I mean, how he got hurt?
Well, you guys know Dread particularly well?
Eyes
I'd
flick
reckon.
towards Apex.
Nods.
You know that not always the kind to divulge necessarily when they're particularly weak or what might have got them, unless superior, and I'm certainly not a superior. But came out to me, the wounds looked relatively fresh, but difficult to say with all the battered parts of power armor and such. You understand?
He's doing all right, though?
Yeah, he's doing all right. I've seen him go through worse, let's just say that. The whole Dread family, from everything I've seen of them, has been pretty tough.
I'll shift a glance over toward Apex and then just look back over toward Theo. Yeah, they're about the toughest people I've met.
Oh, you met many.
Met my fair share.
Wait, Louise does this little hand gesture like, you know.
Oh, well, old Doug was the one who taught me quite a bit. I will admit, the only reason I really stayed in the Brotherhood was because of him, God rest his soul.
I understand that, taking on actions and whatnot, left by forebears and whatnot. I hear that. How much you know about the runaways here, Theo?
In truth, not all that much. I know important Dread, and, well, any friend of his is a friend of mine, as far as I consider it. So if he says you need help, I'll ship out and see what I can do.
Well,
Did he tell you what their goal was?
Not quite. He was pretty vague, but we were surrounded by a number of other people, mostly other injured and Brotherhood types, so it seemed like he didn't want to divulge too much information. Or maybe he was hurt. Difficult to tell with him.
What do you know about Westport?
Westport? Connor, what do I know about Westport?
You know that Westport is sort of a hub of civilization in the greater St. Louis Wasteland. You know that a lot of the fat cats and big horner farmers and a lot of people with a lot of caps like to go to Westport. It's sort of like a pleasure district. And if you look at the map, you see it's like right smack dab in the middle there.
Center, yeah. Well, been to Westport, of course, a few times. Well, I'm sure along a lot of people around here. Afraid I ain't got the caps to stay there for particularly long, but why is there an issue up there?
So just to be clear, Connor, he knows nothing about the agreement we made.
Which agreement was that?
The one with the particular device I have in my satchel at the moment.
He does not seem to be.
Okay. We left unfinished business there. A half-finished revolution.
Oh, I see. Revolution revolving someone that owes you money, maybe? Difficult to say.
No. Involving the freedom of those who are entrapped.
I see.
the bomb collars when the family went up. They were deactivated. The bomb collars were deactivated. Went ahead
Not
and
all
caused.
of them.
That is right. Not all of them. Son of a gun.
But the ones in Westport, many were able to liberate themselves, but now they face other problems. And it's our fault.
That's true.
One of the messes we have to clean up.
Not to say nothing about that. That's also important. There's also that conflab happening up at the motorsports park with the White Razors wanting to head down here.
White razors, those are a bit difficult. Can be quite a bit dangerous too, but I thought the family was butting heads. Is that not true?
The family has been shattered. Their factions are scattered.
There ain't a lot of heads to butt around, to be honest.
The current head of the family is closer to an ally than an enemy.
He's a dear friend of mine.
They have changed the ways of the arena to something more acceptable than how we first found it.
Well, hot damn. Is that all y'all's doing?
Indeed.
And the archers. They lended their aid when we needed it.
I see.
That they did.
Well, maybe what I heard about the archers may be all wrong. Difficult to say. Everything I hear about the archers usually through some sort of brotherhood lens, but... Alright, well, if Dredd says y'all need help, y'all seem like you're fighting for a worthy cause. Don't mind lending my hands if you'll have it.
When we were discussing that conflab happening down at the Motorsports Park, I think I have to agree with you, Apex. I think it will take a while for them to go ahead and rev that engine, so we might be able to go ahead and hit up Westport, fix that before they go ahead and get all troubled up.
Well, I'm more inclined to go to Westport with an extra set of hands. It's pretty good.
I agree, too. And also...
Dredd was going to join us there.
He still might. Difficult to say with him, but might be worried about your old trip up there.
I doubt he will at this point.
I'll eyeball
Yes.
your weapon. Sorry,
He has other obligations now.
I see. Well, that might be above my pay grade to know, but... Well, I'm handy with the gun and with my blade if needed, but I try not to use them if I don't need to. Most of the time I use one of these, and you'll pull out a doctor's bag.
Yeah. You're a medic for the Brotherhood?
Yeah, try to be. Of course, didn't want to be. Most of the time I prefer working with plants and animals if I can, but you do what you can with what you have, and I could patch up a wound or two. No skilled surgeon, of course, but...
Well, ain't that serendipitous? Above game, almost like it was perfectly catered.
It's like we never even lost landfill.
Shrug.
Well, I'll tell you what. If you know Dredd, you got my vote. And we already let you into the inner circle, so I think that's everything you need. You got everything spooled and tooled up. We're at the best place. My workshop's here. I got a couple things working on in the back. If you need anything tooled up, I can help you.
Well, I'm more of a green thumb than a grease thumb. But anything I can do to help, of course.
Hey, that's no trouble. That's no trouble at all. If you got anything that needs serviced, I can go ahead and fix anything, mechanical, armor, or weapon.
Sure. Well, you kind of raise a glass. Do you have I assume you poured some kind of whiskey or alcohol?
I got something laying around, yeah.
Or maybe Boss Man does.
I would never take from Boss Man's stash. That is just unneighborly. Oh, I do actually. I do have some vodka that I found back in the day. I was gonna make Molotovs out of it. Interesting. I never used that until now.
That is the most like mechanic workshop guy thing possible. Oh yeah, I was gonna make something with that. Whatever.
I forgot about it.
Oh well.
It's like 50 work in progress things on the ground.
Yeah.
It's like,
I could tell you the real life stories of my dad's garage.
He'll kind of give you a small toast with his hands. I suppose I'll kick my feet up till you need me then.
Absolutely. Glad to have you on board, Theo.
He'll
And just smack it and clank it.
kind of giving you the customary like nod and take a sip. You'll then see him pull out a small piece of electronic that seems to be typing and keeping notes in.
Thing.
I'm sorry?
Oh, that thingamajig you got in your hand.
Oh, a little something. I like to do some reading and writing when I can. Saw a really interesting sort of a bit of, I think it was a kind of weed. I don't know. It was sprouting up. Radiation does weird stuff to some of the wildlife further and further you get away from the river. So, and he'll show a picture that he drew on this little kind of like data pad thing of looks like a very well drawn and articulate blooming flower despite the weed.
Damn, quite the hand. I've never seen the device that you had though. Most of the time, I normally use charcoal and paper myself.
Oh, that can be a little difficult to hold on for a long term. So, someone in the Brotherhood gave me something like this that, well, lets me keep drawing and taking notes as long as I need.
The Apex is now behind you and looking over your shoulder. Your line work is good.
Oh, thank you.
I think it's all a-okay. I'll go ahead and let Boss Man know that we have a fourth that Dread sent us that can help us out. That should actually go ahead and be a weight off his chest about us leaving.
All right, well, you know where to find me.
Absolutely. I'll spin a wrench into my hand and I'll walk back to the back room to work on my newest project.
The Apex is going to go find a tree to beat up. My old one died.
Yeah,
true.
no, it didn't die. You killed it. No, I
mean,
killed
it. It was technically already dead, but...
Yeah, I killed it, didn't I? I burned it down.
Not the giving tree, it's the the punching tree.
It's the
Well,
taking tree.
Oh,
Takes these hands.
We did have an old beat up tree out front that we beat up over the course of just like the lull between season 1 and 2.
I see.
And then I shot it with a magcaster.
You did.
I did. Louise kind of scratches the back of her head like, well, you like coffee? Thumbs over towards the direction of the caffeine.
I mean, I'll never say no to some caffeine.
Cool. Let's go get some. Sort of pulls him in the direction of that coffee shop.
Theo will follow.
As Theo and Louise head on down to Picasso's, we'll go to Alvin, as Apex seems to have preoccupied himself with beating up the remnants of this tree.
I'm gonna see if I can find stuff to hang from it too. Like, give it a little armor.
Oh, a little decoration.
Well, my new giant target is wearing a truck, so
That is true.
I need to play Street Fighter mini games now.
Oh, wait. Alvin,
Yes.
you're going to find Boss Man. Is that it?
Yeah, I was gonna find Boss Man and tell him about Theo, and then I was gonna go ahead and just let him know that he's gonna help us in Paladin Dreadstead for when we go to Westport.
Okay.
Just go ahead and just give him some relief a little bit, just reassure him.
You actually see Boss Man in the workshop with the power armor that you found sort of hanging up on some sort of device that is meant to keep heavy objects hoisted in the air, and you see him welding. And for your viewing pleasure, Zan, Alvin sees this man.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's my mentor.
A kindly old ghoul with a welding mask on. And he lifts the mask up and he looks over. Oh, Alvin.
Howdy, Boss Man. We have a new
What's
person.
going on? I heard you talking with somebody up there, someone whose voice I didn't recognize.
Oh, that was Mr. Theo. He came to us on suggestion of Paladin Dread. Apex's brother. He came over to help us out with heading over to Westport, and I just wanted to let you know that he's gonna be swinging up with our party for a little while. And honestly, I just wanted to reassure you on that when we were heading up to Westport. It ain't gonna be the three of us. It's gonna be us and Theo. He's gonna be dab hand, and he looks like he's rolled around with the rad roaches himself too. So I think he's pretty good for scrap. I don't think it'll come down to that. He actually
Well,
has a
y'all
really good
seem
head
to
on his
be
shoulders.
y'all seem to be a good judge of character, so if you trust him, then, well, he's welcome here.
Hey, I appreciate that, boss man. Hey, what you got going on with the welding now? I spot welded the arm.
I'm just applying some of the finishing touches to this this fine set of power armor right here. I know you don't exactly have all the parts for it yet, but, well, I think given time it'll function.
I think so too. Man, T-51. I'm excited for it, honestly. I think we just got.
I'm excited for it too.
And she'll be good to roll. I've been thinking about some accoutrements on it. Connor, I sent you a picture earlier.
You did.
I want to say that I scribbled down some of it onto a workbook I have on my tool belt and showed over to Boss Man. What do you think of something for that? Something for the defense, but with a larger power fist on the right arm.
Well, I reckon we're gonna need a little bit more. We're gonna need a little bit more materials if we're gonna want to strap that bad boy to this thing.
I think with the torque that thing could go ahead and provide, I think it'll be a-okay. I'll look for some of the materials when I'm out over at Westport and whatnot. See if we can't go ahead and throw it up in the back and go ahead and bring it on back here. But if you give it the green light, I think it'll be a-okay personally.
Yeah, I can sketch up some schematics for this.
All right. And while I'm out, here's everything that I've been looking at for it. And I'll hand him the workbook I've been looking on with all the notes that I've taken down from going all the way over to Vault 66, from going down looking at Vault Tech manuals to even some of the eyeballs that I've been, some of the things I've been eyeballing when I was looking at Dred's armor and at the Jefferson Barracks. I don't know how much this will help us, but this is all I have written about anything and everything that I know about power armor up to this point. As far as the steel, I'll go ahead and find more of the steel and whatnot. And I'll also go ahead and see if I can't find anything for a pneumatic system to go ahead and make a power armor size power fist.
He looks over your notes briefly, and he's just sort of nodding to himself.
Yeah, I think this will be a great help.
I think so too. Man, kind of reminds me of just way back in the day, personally. Well, all right. Well, I'll go ahead and just leave it to it. You go on everything. You want me to bring you some dinner or whatnot? I'm pretty sure I can go down into the shops and find you something.
No, that's kind of you to offer, but I'll eat when I'm hungry.
Alrighty.
You know, when I'm into the metal, it sort of takes up my whole day. But I'll eat something. Don't you worry.
Don't I know the feeling. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and see where Louise went off to.
All right.
If you need me, you let me know, right?
Sure thing.
Fantastic. Now I'll go ahead and double back and leave him my notes.
He slaps the welding mask back down and sort of cross-references your notes as he's working on this power armor.
You might see Apex somewhere trying to use a chain and a car hood, like an old, rusted, discarded car hood, to like loop it around the trunk of a tree.
Roll to see how well you're doing.
Yeah, go ahead and give me, I guess this will be a wits roll to see how well you can armor this tree stump.
Sure. 10. I'm doing
10.
pretty good.
Good rolls today.
This makeshift training dummy has been sufficiently armored.
I've even managed to, like, crunch the hood around, so it's kind of, like, wrapped around the trunk a little.
There you go.
I just nod at myself. And then I start hitting it.
Plang, plang.
Time to break it.
Apex, what in the hell are you doing?
And I need to be able to hit things that are harder than me. He wears a truck.
I see. Wolf, it's a truck. Connor, I'm going to find another piece of sheet metal to help layer over that.
No,
All right.
you literally 5 seconds away from your next work in progress. You have another work in progress.
What was the brand of the truck that Johan wore?
Golly, let me look.
It's one of those like fucking construction.
Yeah,
bits,
but it
wasn't
had a
like
certain
he was
brand
wearing
on
like
it.
a. I think he was wearing almost like a bulldozer.
Right.
He was in fact wearing a bulldozer. I can tell you precisely what it is.
A
Actually.
caterpillar.
He was wearing a mega loader. A heavy-duty construction vehicle.
Well, Johan... Apex, Johan was wearing a mega loader. That was a big old construction piece.
You didn't
It's a
have
little
any
bit
of
thicker
those
than a
lying
car
around.
hood. No, but let me go ahead and tell you what you can do real quick. I'm going to look for another piece of metal to go ahead and see if I can't overlay it over the one that Apex already has.
Yeah, you're relatively close to a mechanic shop, and this is the wasteland where discarded cars are pretty prevalent, so you don't need
where
to roll.
cars go to die.
Just need to explain to Boss Man why you're armoring a treat.
To your knowledge, the only car that works is yours.
Is there just any other piece of sheet metal laying around or whatnot? I mean, if it's rusted over or whatnot, it'll work.
No, I'm certain. I'm saying I'm certain you can find one, so you don't even need to roll.
I'll take one, and with my tools and whatnot, I'll fix it. So the Mega Loader's armor is going to be a lot thicker, Apex. You see that Alvin is enabling you on this. So if you're going to go ahead and go here, I'd go ahead, considering the way he wore it, right? That's going to go ahead and deform the armor and whatnot. So that's going to make weak points in the armor. Now, my pappy way back in the day told me whenever you go ahead and see a weak point, anything that's dented or seamed, that's the part you're going to aim towards because that's where all the stress is going to go ahead and get onto.
The joint
and that's going to be where it's correct. Exactly, the joint areas. But it's not just the joint areas. I'll take my finger and just point at like one of the bends in the metal. Like you see the bend in the metal I put in here? It's going to be a lot weaker than the armor over here, and the left side, and over here at the right side. So you'll find that when people go ahead and wear armor and whatnot, 9 times out of 10, you're going to go ahead and want to aim wherever that bend is. And that's going to go ahead and give way a lot more. Heck, might even bend into them and go ahead and cause some internal hurt too.
You actually see Apex nodding. Like he normally sees himself as like very much an expert at finding weak points, but he did not consider the fact that the armor itself might have just like weak bits in the metal as opposed to just being in the, you know, the elbow, the armpit, the groin.
Joints are all well and good, but keep in mind, even with me upkeeping like your armor, my armor, and whatnot, everything's got a weak point. You give it a good old once over, you'll be able to find it quicker than just shit through a rad toad. So
Rad
if
toads do shit quick.
Goddamn, don't I know it? Oh, the stories I could tell when I was a kid. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and point you out toward this one. I'll point at a seam on the piece of metal I put up. That's where I would go ahead and aim if Johan was going ahead and putting up a thing like that. If you couldn't get to the joints or whatnot, if he's flailing or uses his mind powers so to guard his arms or something, look, I don't know how that is. That's right outside of, that's your purview more than mine. But what I would do is I'd go ahead and aim right for those bends and right for those seams.
Apex thinks about that. Thinks about his fighting technique. And you have just given him a new idea. He takes his Deathclaw gauntlet, kind of crumples the fingers together a little bit, kind of doing kind of like a crane-style hand motion, draws his hand back and thrusts forward like a spear as opposed to a slash.
Go ahead and roll body.
12!
You!
I stabbed that tree. Fucking Chidori, motherfucker.
True to form, and with Alvin's help, removing any paint or dust, you managed to clean up the area. But you do find that the armor is still weak. However, the joints are 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 still weak. Ho penalties you might have taken for this. You push two of the Death Claw's claws together, and forming a sort of spear, you thrust forward with your hand, and you feel the metal buckle underneath you as the finally applied pressure to a small point is enough to indeed puncture the armor.
My eyes widen as I pull out, realizing that there's bits of wood on the claws.
You see a wide grin on Alvin. See, just like that. You don't need overwhelming force. You just need a little bit of force at the right spot.
Thank you.
I'll pat your shoulder. It was my pleasure.
I continue practicing.
If you go ahead and perforate too much, I'm sure Boss Man wouldn't mind if you took some of the sheets over there and went ahead and put it over. Especially with what we're doing anymore.
I'm going to take liberal use of that permission, to the point that you might get in trouble.
Oh dear, but I'm still going to look toward. I'm still going to look toward Louise.
I will.
Meanwhile,
I will graciously pay for coffee for this new person.
Yeah, Theo, as Louise walks you down the sort of red brick road that makes up the majority of Riverside here, in this old historical district, you come across sort of a coffee shop by the name of Picasso's.
All right. Well, that's mighty kind of you. You said your name was Louise?
Yeah, Louise Clemens. And I need my daily intake anyway. Whatever is their strongest coffee for the day, I will take that, and I'll get him something a little milder because I'm not stupid and I saw what happened to Apex last time.
Apex on stimulants is a bad idea. We've seen that in multiple experiences now.
Yeah.
That is true. That is true.
Remind me how many caps that is.
For coffee, well, you were receiving free coffee for a little bit, but seeing as how your habit is quite extensive.
They only give me one freebie a day. This is my not first one.
They might have to move over to a punch card system.
They don't charge you for you, but they do charge you for Theo, and for that it will cost you a measly 5 caps.
All right, that's okay. Just updated my caps. Saved changes. Yeah, hands him his. Just takes a massive swig and sort of more than she should take in one swig. Theo, it's a little concerning.
Oh, certainly one way to drink coffee.
So, what about you, Theo? What else you got about you and your personality? Why'd you join the Brotherhood to begin with? Just something you were born into, or what?
Well, me and my brother, we were found as little kids, orphaned by one sort of war to the next, and the Brotherhood came around towards the settlement we were trying to hide out in, and well, they offered us a place, so we took it.
I guess in exchange for loyalty, huh?
Yeah, and that's more my brother's bag. I'm more of a... I get into a bit of trouble for questioning the Brotherhood's decisions sometimes, to be honest, but I still take my debt to them rather seriously.
Yeah, raises her cup, sort of like respect. I mean, I ain't gonna sugarcoat it. My opinion of the Brotherhood is much like the family and the Archers. I can't exactly abide everything. But you seem like an alright guy.
Well, in truth, ain't nothing I've ever seen in this world that perfect. Can't imagine anything we make would be any different.
Fair. Side eyes him. So, I know you're, willing to hang out and help us out, but are you sure you wanna? I ain't gonna lie, we have, done a lot, seen a lot, and, there's some stuff that would make your head spin.
Oh, tell me about it.
Oh, well, I mean, besides man, the family, super mutants. Oh yeah, the super mutants thing, that was heavy. Since we have done a lot.
Since? What the hell was that?
Good boy, since. A lot of sense. I mean, I don't know how much I should tell at the moment, to be honest. I'm still wrapping my head around certain things.
Oh, well, fair enough. Well,
And you're asking to go up against some Westport baddies and also a lot of raiders.
Well, I ain't a greenhorn. Might not wear power armor, but that's more of a choice nowadays. I care a lot about Paladin Dread. It weren't for Dread that found me and took me and my little brother in, but it was also...
No shit. Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I owe him quite a bit, and if he says this is important, well, I believe it is.
Well, besides you, I suppose Dread is one of the Brotherhood I would have a bit of a higher opinion about.
Well, aside from that, it seems like you're all safe here. Why go out and put yourselves at risk like that? You don't have to.
Well, quotation marks. Safe is a relative term. I mean, tangling with the family was partially because of the fact that they are so close and this place ain't as safe as you might think. I mean, also the fact that we got to go deal with the raiders because of the fact, too, this place ain't the safest you might think. And we would like to keep it safe.
I think I understand that a good bit. Well, if you don't mind divulging a bit of what I've gone through, hopefully it'll help give you a better idea why I understand your situation all the better.
Are you above game? You asking her to extrapolate on that?
Or no, he's just like, hey, do you mind if I tell you a bit about what I've gone through? He doesn't want to just exposit on you without your care.
Yeah,
Here, I'm going to trauma dump on you real quick.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Oh, God.
Y'all mind if I trauma dump real quick?
She'll nod. Might kind of you to offer. I appreciate the exchange of trust here.
Yeah, I certainly know what it's like to sit across from somebody that you just want to have a relatively friendly conversation, and suddenly they tell you all about how their mama died and how their daddy died and how the dog died, and then it just turns into something else you weren't expecting.
Louise laughs. Mine went out on a scavenger hunt, never came back. Bada bing, bada boom. You?
Fred, I never knew my parents, unfortunately, but no more. My business around here is. You ever been to the botanical garden?
I actually just did a recent trip. To be fair,
that would make sense as to why Dreads, I assume, saw you before then. The Brotherhood was interested in doing something similar a while back, sort of like an aqueduct problem. A bunch of pipes putting in water, making sure that we can grow a lot more food around here, get cleaner water, better soil. And I was working with a number of farmers locally, try and get that project going. And it took a good few years of my life and dedication. And fortunately, the whole thing went up in smoke, quite literally. It turns out one of the ghoul farmers had you know what a glowing one is?
I've encountered.
Yeah. Turns out they were sheltering one of them fellas, and suddenly their farm and a bunch of other farms around them got swarmed by a number of feral ghouls over the night. Damn near burned most of the farms that were in the project and almost completely destroyed the aqueduct system we were working on. Ever since then, I've just been trying to help out where I can. That project being a failure didn't quite look great for some of the Brotherhood higher-ups, but you do what you can, take what you can.
Huh. That's... jeez. Yeah, the ghoul stuff is also complicated. Oof. I won't mind tell you, we got bodies on the ground for that kind of thing, too. Just keeping an eye on things.
Yeah, I got nothing against ghouls myself. Trust me, there are plenty of regular old humans like you and me that are well worth putting in the ground sometimes more than I've seen ghouls, but ferals...
Doesn't that kind of go against the Brotherhood? I kind of had the feeling they didn't like that sort.
Difficult to say. I've certainly met Brotherhood people who don't really care for those who have been so heavily irradiated their bodies changed, but can I be honest with you, Miss Louise?
You know, for sake of habit, she'll sort of flip that little switch on her take one to no one. Internally, by all means.
I kind of lean in. I've had to cut open a lot of bodies, and rarely do I ever see one free of mutations of any kind. Out here in the wasteland, where I figures that we all get changed somehow.
And I should explain, actually. Her take one to no one, it basically lets me know if you're lying to me or not, and are you basically being truthful? I assume you are. This is just her clocking you.
Oh, yeah. He's being truthful, but he's more... It seems like he's had this kind of worldview for a while, and a lot of people don't like it, which is why he's kind of keeping it quiet.
Oh, he kind of takes that in, just sort of like, interesting. You are different than I've seen other Brotherhood people, I will tell you that.
Oh, yeah. Fortunately to my detriment most of the time.
And they still let you stay? I would think after a while they might start thinking about your rethinking your membership or something.
Oh, my brother's the golden boy. I'm just here to take care of the locals. I guess a better head for that kind of thing. Not to mention, I got a decently good mind for taking care of a lot of the pack animals and the farms around where Brotherhood camps might be. Speaking of which, you think they'd sell me some of their old coffee grounds?
We can ask. Pops her head in and sort of calls to the person at the back. Hey, do you got old coffee grounds you don't care about parting with?
The man at the counter sort of turns around with a confused look on his face. Coffee grounds? What do you want with them?
Looks to Theo.
Theo would have already gotten up from the chair while you're asking, and taking a glove off, you can see a pretty heavily scarred and old burns on his hand. So he kind of places a finger into the dirt and tastes it. And some water, too.
Yeah, did you hear that? Come on, no. Come on, have a sense of adventure.
My sense of adventure extends as far as the borders of Riverside, but all
3
right.
caps.
Sure.
All right, she'll give him 3 caps for water and old coffee grounds.
The water will cost you 10 caps.
Water is very precious.
You'll see Theo still interested in kind of looking at the dirt around the ground more than the conversation. We'll just put 10 caps on the table without saying anything.
All right, she'll take her 3 and his 10 and give that over.
He grabs like a clear water bottle and he slides it across the counter. It is not totally clear, but that's pretty standard.
I mean, yeah, as long as it's not irradiated.
I mean,
she'll take those. Should I be checking?
It's probably river water.
Boy, do I got news for you.
most water you drink is irradiated.
Is my Pip-Boy then sort of going?
Yeah, you get a little bit of a clicky click, but you know.
Only looks mildly spicy in terms of rads. Does that work okay?
Oh, that's fine. I'm not planning on drinking it anyways.
All right, hands that stuff off to him. Sort of crouches down next to him, sees what's like, what we doing here?
He's gonna pour some water onto the ground, kind of finish off the coffee, put the coffee grounds in, and kind of a handful of dirt, mixing it with water and kind of shaking it, putting like a coffee lid on top to try and like keep it compact. Well, I just wanted to see how much nitrogen and such was in the soil around here. Could do some help.
Above game, do I understand what that word is? Nitrogen?
Rolled smarts?
Fair enough. Get back to that. And I think my smarts was... I feel like it was +2? Yeah, I think so. All right.
No.
Nothing. She just cocks her head and looks at you like, not familiar with that term.
Is that a type of Pip-Boy?
Oh, sorry. There's have you ever noticed that not all dirt always grows grass or other types of plants?
Oh yeah, I guess.
Well, there's a number of stuff inside the dirt, more often underneath the dirt, that can kind of encourage that kind of growth. And you can actually test for it. And well, that's what I'm planning on doing now. I tend to do this just about everywhere I go anyways. Anywhere I can anyways.
Coffee grounds can do that?
Well, really any sort of chemically changed residue can assist. We like to make mulch plants, and coffee grounds are a great source of mulch.
Huh. Well, damn. Wonders never cease.
Well, yeah, you'll learn a thing or two.
So so you put it in the coffee cup, you said?
Yeah.
So so how long does that take? Is it just like instantaneous or?
Oh, no, it'll take a few days. You kind of rotate it around, make sure everything's, well, I can tell by the taste whether a soil is particularly good after a time, so we're just going to see how these things play out.
So I kind of was like, taste? Huh. Well, all right. Sounds interesting. I think Alvin might be interested in that. You're both a bit, what's the word I'm looking for? Taps her forehead, thinking about it. Well, sort of, I don't know, fixie-uppy minded, but in different ways.
Well, I gotta be honest with you, Miss Louise. I've had a lot more friendly conversations with little critters running around and number of trees and bushes I've seen grow than I have with some of the more unpleasant folk.
Oh, well, you can say hi to Mr. Dalliard, too. We all know he's running around somewhere.
Mr. Dalliard?
Yeah. I forget, is Alvin looking for us, or?
Yeah, Alvin, I believe, was looking for you.
I imagine we hear a large punching of a metallic tree at this point.
I don't know where in the town I am. I don't know where these trees are.
The tree is a ways away from the coffee shop, so you're probably not able to hear that. Alvin, however, probably would enter into the coffee shop at this point.
Let's see. Oh, howdy. As I go ahead and just hold up a pant.
Hey, Alvin. Gestures to his coffee cup. He's like measuring nitrutes or something.
Nitrogen.
Yeah, that.
$13 on the smarts for nitrogen.
Yeah, you've heard of this before.
Oh, nitrogen. Yeah. With the what is in that cup? Oh, soil or something. Well, no wonder you said you were farmer, ain't you?
Yeah, I do what I can where I can.
Oh, damn, ain't you about as rare as a shiny new cap?
Unfortunately so. I think Wasteland would be better with more people who had a better understanding and appreciation of good crop rotation and soil maintenance.
Oh, hot goddamn, yep. Good soil, good hot soil, good farm, good structure, good machine. That's how it works. Well, shit, I think I'm going to like you a whole damn lot when we go to Westport. That's actually why I came down here. Louise, I told Boss Man about Theo and whatnot. Just letting him know what's on the up and up and just letting him know that he's going to be traveling with us to Westport soon enough.
Wait, but Theo's driving? I learned how to drive.
No, not driving in the actual driving of the car, but driving. He's going to be driving with us theoretically.
Yeah, it's like Louise starts driving. It's like, wait a minute, I learned how to drive. I don't mean, it's like, no offense, but I worked on hard to learn how to drive that thing.
Oh wait, shut. No, you got me all wrong. Like he's gonna be with our wagon party going up to.
God, yeah. Looks at Theo, sort of nods, like, no offense, but I've trained for this. You know, you'll see.
I didn't realize y'all had a number of working vehicles. Good for y'all.
Yeah, trade secret. Laughs and then looks at him more severe, like, seriously though.
He kind of raises his hands, like, all right, I'm not saying nothing.
Do not speak of this.
Apex stretches his neck all the way in here like a Gmod.
Like freaking Mr. Fantastic.
Skibbity Apex.
Skibbity Apex. Don't you dare. You know what they'll do.
And the fan art's already on it.
Oh, God. Zenlita's already making that edit as we speak.
Oh, Lord. Well, yeah, seems like everything's on the up and up. Honestly, I think I just I left all my work and all my research with Boss Man and whatnot, and I think we'll be really well to go ahead and get this underway. So yeah, I guess I could have waited till y'all came back to tell you, but I figured I'd just take a bit of a walk real quick. So yeah, that's me.
All right, I guess. What time is it right now in the day?
It's still pretty early, I believe. I think it's only about midday at this point.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, looks to Theo. I mean, unless you want to maybe run around and restock on anything you need before we run out of here, I guess we're ready to go.
Well, fortunately enough, I came pretty stocked and prepared myself. Wasn't sure what I was going to counter up here.
Oh, maybe we should go grab Apex and I forget to. He went to go fight. It's like, oh God, he's finding another tree, isn't he? Yeah, we should go get him.
Fighting a tree?
He trains using trees as training dummies sometimes.
Man, just has a grudge against trees, I think.
No, just for dead ones, actually. Honestly, I think I remember hearing something back in the day of just clearing out dead wood's actually good for the environment. The big point.
Yeah, that's true.
The Voltec boot back in oh, that is true. Oh, yeah. I just remember the old Vault boy picking up the logs. You know the one.
Chill walking as we go to stop Apex from destroying another tree.
There's only one living tree. There's only one living tree I know of in the wasteland, and it's literally a person trapped in a tree.
I imagine Alvin and Theo are just exchanging various old magazines and like popular mechanics equivalent as we walk.
When you find Apex, the sheet, like the car hood and sheet metal that's been wrapped around the tree looks relatively like Swiss cheese by this point. He seems very proud of himself.
So, but the tree is relatively okay.
I mean, it has a bunch of holes in it.
Apex, were you trying to armor this tree?
Alvin, help me.
Did
I'm
you
not surprised.
I'll lean over to Louise. It's just in case we have to go ahead and fight something like Johan. So I armored up the tree extra nice with him.
Yeah, you know what? I can't argue that. Well, look good, buddy. Thumbs up.
Actually, you did damn good work. All right, so we's all here. Let's go ahead and check our head and what's going on now.
Connor, can I roll body to see how much I've hurt my hand?
Sure, roll body.
Not at all. Woohoo! 12.
Yeah, your Deathclaw gauntleted hand is pretty well protected from this sort of thing.
My form is immaculate.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I like my stupid actions to have repercussions.
Don't we all?
Don't we all?
A man can dream.
I will always ask to roll to see if anything stupid that I've done was actually stupid.
Roll a stupid check for me.
Yeah. Roll consequences for
Roll
me.
plus dumb.
Roll consequences.
We need to add another stat before the game releases entirely.
I like the idea of bad
please
stats.
roll plus stupid.
To be genuinely honest, I love the idea of bad stats. Just like, what's your stupid score? +2? Okay, yeah.
Roll minus stupid.
Roll on cringe for me.
Roll on cringe.
Ooh, that's real cringe.
Oh no, Quinge.
Can you make me a smell check?
Roll minus hygiene.
Oh god.
Yeah, your anti-riz is really going today.
What's anti-riz? Is that Roz? Is that is?
I don't know.
We'll have to think about that.
It's probably Raz.
Raz? Ooh, Raz. That sounds good.
Above game, I forget. Were we gonna bring Mr. Dalliard with us, or we just leaving him?
I mean, if we want somebody to cook pizza for us.
He does know how to cook pizza. He also
So
carries a lot. Like he can carry heavy things, sort of.
Also, how are we going to take Mr. Dalliard with us in the Corvega? We're going to tie his little sphere butt to the top.
Doesn't it float?
That said, on a stealth mission, something with jet engines is usually not the best because we need to sneak in there again.
I tried that in Metal Gear. Didn't work well.
All
The
right.
clapping of my compartment keeps alerting them to my presence.
The torque, my massive Mr. Handy Fuel engine is expelling, is alerting every single guard in a 10-meter radius. We have fun here.
Yeah, we do.
Zan, welcome to this.
This is what we do.
Hey, I'm having a good time.
Hot damn.
I can't wait till I have another in-depth conversations of the use of intestines and whether or not they can be used as bonds.
I had a rant. Man, after that game, I had to take a walk. I was like, I can't believe we discussed that. I was like, I watched Sesame Street. I know everyone else watched Sesame Street. But
all I'm just saying is if we braided them, they would have been stronger.
I mean, you're right. You're right.
But
Anyway.
you shouldn't.
Yeah.
You
Anyway.
really shouldn't. You really shouldn't.
Like,
Hey,
no,
everybody. Twitch.tv/unexpected
don't do that.
here. Don't do intestines.
Don't use intestines as rope. It's not cool.
Oh God, what were we freeing Westport? Right, slavery,
Right.
bad. Okay, let's. That's a thing.
So, we could probably go ahead and just hop in the Corvega now and just go ahead and get down to Westport, right?
Yeah, I guess so. We're
As
all
long
ready.
as they haven't blocked up that sewage port entrance.
Well, golden rule about my former job: more than one way into a place. Much more.
We still have our disguises too.
We do. And I look over at Theo, and you're a new face, so you don't need that.
Oh, y'all got a reputation now in Westport?
Switch over to our socials menu.
See, well, we have
Absolutely.
Theo. Guess what? We have a handy chart.
Starshine, show him the chart.
Unravel.
I don't know. Let's
unravel.
check the Pip Boy.
You want to
She's
just
like,
explain
oh,
the
I drew
chat?
this on paper for this.
Man, these Pit Boys really track everything, don't they?
It's mixed. So basically, the side
right.
that is on the "we don't want to be slaves" side of this civil war, they're on our side. The side of the people in power, less so. They don't like us that much. Of course, they also don't really know us.
Yeah, I mean,
All things considered, the
You never met
runaways
the lady mayor
haven't
of-
actually been there.
and wasn't the time we had
That is
to
true.
wasn't the time we had to disguise ourselves when we hadn't really handled the family yet?
The time
I
we
believe that is
disguised
correct.
ourselves was when we were about to handle the family because we needed to get in there to use their radio tower.
And then we did it after. So honestly, the family shouldn't have that much of a hold there anymore.
Well, some faction of them still might. I mean,
Does
We-
the
we-
Apex just put a bandana over the skull?
the Apex takes off the mask.
Oh, shit, no.
Oh,
That's
fuck.
the easy way. I have the easy disguise.
Connor, real quick, does Does Theo know if the Brotherhood has a particular standing or reputation within that neck of the woods?
Within Westport, you know that the Brotherhood has sort of been isolating for a little while. They don't... From what you've gathered, Westport doesn't really have much of a need for the Brotherhood, so there's sort of...
But what I'm asking is, if Theo goes within, like, you know, his current armor and garb, is it going to be seen as, like, hostile, or there's just another person who's here to, like, trade?
You don't think so.
Okay. That's all I needed to know.
Oh God, I haven't thought of it. What do I even have? I forgot what I had in terms of stuff. I don't even know what to wear. I guess I have the old stuff I still wore.
Yep, I have the welded mask and the old outfit.
And I have more stuff in case we need to make more outfits. Apex collects random shit. You'll learn.
Oh, yeah. You will learn.
Sort of digs in her backpack, being like, where did I put what I wear before? Right. Oh, thanks, Phil. Yeah, it's right there. Okay, good. Thank you, Phil.
Best case scenario, the sewage treatment plant will still be relatively accessible.
Theo's gonna look around for someone else around.
Oh, yeah, if we're gonna go through the sewer, I should probably save this outfit for later. Yeah, I'm gonna put that next to you, Phil. Sorry. Sorry. Yeah, I know it's getting crowded in there. I apologize, buddy.
Theo's gonna look towards Alvin, like, who's Phil? Like, where is this other person?
Oh, Phil. Yes. Phil is Phil's someone near and dear to Louise.
Oh,
Theo was just asking about Phil.
Oh my God! Shit. Oh, I'm so sorry. She pulls out a skull.
Yeah, you see a perfectly bleached skull in front of you.
Alvin
Hello.
smiles.
Hello, Phil. How are you today?
Howdy, Phil.
Yeah. Oh.
Phil decomposes with an air of can't complain.
Really?
Apex nods sagely.
Yeah, I know, buddy. I'm sorry. I've been so distracted. Theo, this is Phil. Theo.
Pleasure to meet you.
Yeah, gives a pat. Yeah, I know. I know. I'm not forgetting. I'm just shit, man. You're the one. I'm the one who's like going this front. You get to hide in the bag all day. It puts him back in. He's upset now. I didn't do introductions. No wonder he was so quiet. He was sulking. Okay. Ready to go?
Oh yeah, I'm ready to go.
I get in the back seat and keep my head outside the window.
I'll take shotgun. Absolutely.
Theo will, I suppose, sit in the back seat as well.
Yeah. By the way, what you see is,
No. Oh, car picture?
oh, sorry, I had to drag the ribbon over here. What you see is this: a somewhat beat up and yet somehow running Corvega Blitz.
I'll kind of sit down and admire the inside. God, can you believe that people had 2 or 3 of these per family?
No shit.
Oh yeah, I do remember that. Sometimes with some of the beat up billboards and whatnot.
Yeah.
All kinds of smiling faces driving these all over the damn place. Now she needs a little bit of just love and care and whatnot, but she is more than willing to get us to where we need to go.
Louis grinning. No one has noticed the new I own this bitch ding she's put on the car.
Alvin
All
says
right.
something's wrong in the greater mechanosphere.
All right, first down and out. Sort of rubs her hands together. Let's do it. Revs that engine up and gets it started.
All right. As you fire up the engine of the Corvega Blitz and you get ready to head to Westport to wrap up some business there. This is where we're going to take a break.
Right.
Seems like a good time for it.
I'm gonna go bathroom.
Welcome to the party.
Yeah, welcome to the party, homie.
Welcome
Thank
to
you.
the family,
Yeah.
son.
The family.
Man, I love Resident Evil 7 because, like, the Welcome to the Family Son guy looks almost one-to-one like my Uncle Charlie.
Yeah, say hi to Zane and his character, everybody.
Yeah, big howdy, everybody.
Here he be.
A new addition to the world of Gateway.
Yeah, I've been looking.
New
forward to this for a
DLC
while.
dropped.
Yeah. You can tell because he's a rendered character.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and post him into the Gateway Discord so people can see him. Alright, I guess I'll go into Gateway Live for this. There you go.
Oh yeah, Dark
And of
Arts.
course-
You crushed the art for Theo. That you did better than I could have possibly thought of.
What a good picture, honestly. Seriously, it does look like something out of an old Western.
He reminded me of that one dude in Hunter x Hunter. His Nen ability is haikus.
Oh, I can see that.
Hunter. I hardly know her.
Probably my favorite anime.
Oh, no
Pretty
shit.
good.
Awesome.
It's very good. Like Yu Yu Hakusho was, and then Hunter x Hunter was. So it turns out I just really like Togashi.
My favorite still will forever be Record of Lotus War. Absolutely. Best one. 10 out of 10. Best anime. I showed Connor that when I drove over to him. He was mesmerized.
Yeah, it's good. I am a freak, and Paranoia Agent will be my favorite.
Oh no, Paranoia
Paranoia
Agent's really good.
Oh.
I've
mean,
never
Satoshi-
heard anyone say it's their favorite.
Satoshi Kon's great. I just
Nah.
Oh yeah.
I don't know, something about the pacing of the show. I just couldn't I couldn't call it my favorite. It's really good though.
Oh, that's fair.
When it was
yeah.
airing on television, it was too surreal for me. I was a youngster.
The biggest problem with when it was airing on television was that it always had the 1 a.m. slot. It's like, man, I don't know if my brain's up for this.
Fair enough.
I was always super sleepy when it came on too, but I really liked it. Paprika. That's
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna say, but I was gonna say, when I got older, watching Paprika, Perfect Blue, it's like, okay, yeah, no, I see where this guy's about.
One of my friends for my birthday this past year, they got me a custom VHS of Paprika.
Oh hell yeah!
No
Oh, wow.
shit, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Hi Sal, oh kitty boy.
Repost artwork. The art is in the Discord.
Yeah,
Yeah, if
join
you're not
the
in
Discord.
there, get in there.
Yeah, if you're not in the Discord, why?
Millennium
It's
Actress
free.
is probably one of my favorites.
And you can turn off notifications. I do all the time in pretty much every server I'm in that isn't business related.
Honestly, all of them are pretty good. Millennium Actress got me fucked up. That one was super emotional.
Everything Satoshi Kon does is fucked up in some way.
Yeah, but that one especially. Millennium Actress, the first 5 seconds, rack grabs me so fast it makes an Ed and Eddie noise and throws me to the ground and kicks me with emotion.
Just gonna try and make an Ed and Eddie noise, but I know I couldn't handle it.
Tokyo Godfather is probably he just did so much cool shit, honestly. I can't really nail down one. I will say the most surreal was probably Paprika.
Paprika's great. I think the only other like anime movie I usually have on pretty heavy rotation, outside of like, I'm a big fan of Vampire Hunter D. I've been going through the
I
novels.
love Vampire Hunter D.
I watched the first one a while back. It was so fucking good.
Doesn't it
adore it.
fuck so hard?
I watched it when I was young, and like back when I first started getting into anime and Blockbuster had that section, it's like, oh man, that's how I saw Berserk the first time. I'm like, you know what?
Oh god,
Anime's pretty good.
Yeah. And
fucking
Dude,
cool.
fucking Yotaka Amano worked on like Vampire Hunter D. It's
yeah.
crazy.
The other one that I usually have in heavy rotation for movies specifically is Redline.
Oh fuck, Redline is so good.
Oh, Redline's so sick. One of the ones I always find myself coming back to every so often is probably The Cat Returns. I really like The Cat Returns.
Good choice.
God, I don't tend to do rewatches of anime a lot like I do other stuff. Like, I've been through The Office like 6 times now, and I've watched Bluey 3 times now. But for some reason, I don't do that with anime. I don't know. I always feel like I have to pay attention more.
Do you watch subbed or dubbed? That would explain a lot. Because usually I watch things subbed.
Depends.
Which I know, bad English voice actor. Bad. But
No, look. I don't want to watch a crap dub either. I don't talk about what I think is a crap dub because I don't want to get in trouble.
yeah, because you want
But
to
I have opinions. I don't just watch everything dubbed. I mean, it honestly depends. Like, it really, like, and this isn't to say I thought the dub was bad. Actually, I have no idea what the dub is like, to be honest. But, like, I know I watched Emma subbed, and I adored Emma. Trying to think of something I purely done. I have a Kobato, which I think is only subtitled anyway, so I'm probably gonna watch that way.
Even subbed, a lot of times, a lot of my voice actor friends can really appreciate the voice acting.
Mm-hmm. Oh, man. Just, yeah, Vampire Hunter D. Oh, you got me fucked up. Oh, so good.
And sometimes it's just hard, because it's like, the boyfriend had me watch Steins Gate with him, and that has a very, very, very good dub, but the Japanese has Mamoru Miyano.
Right.
And that's really hard to, like, choose between, because it's like, that man is amazing in that role. It's tough.
There are a few shows where I'll stand like, no, the dub is superior. Yu Yu Hakusho, Cowboy Bebop,
Hellsing was great.
Honestly, I'd even say Berserk. The original. Like the...
Look, it's fine. I was in the CG one.
Here's the thing. I still own all of the CG movies. I just, like... The show itself was just so poorly produced.
It was a bit unfortunate, yeah.
And because of that budget, I feel like not as much like time was put into the localization. So I think some of the script stuff is a little rushed in the dub. I don't know.
Just like, Yeah, looking longingly over at my rack of DVDs, a lot of that anime I still haven't watched yet. I should show the Boyfriend Outlaw Star. I really like that dub.
Outlaw Star. That's another great dub.
What a good, like, freaking Rogue from, like, the old X-Men who's still in the new X-Men playing, what was her name? The cat chick.
Aisha Clan,
my my first anime crush.
She was so fucking good. God.
Eaglet, my beloved.
God, that was a good dub.
That's my wife. Also,
that hot
speaking
spring
of
episodes will change a boy.
Turn me into a man.
Yep. I went, man, I want to be Parn and stab a dragon so hard it explodes.
If we're talking about fantastic dubs that are even better than the subs, in my opinion, Bakano actually absolutely tops that list.
I've heard that, but I've
Bakano
never
is
seen it.
Bakano is
The
excellent.
Bakano dub is perfect.
It's
Excellent.
so
No
fucking
notes.
organic.
Frickin' that lad guy. Oh,
Lad
chef's
Russo is one of my
he was
favorite characters
so
of all
good.
time.
He was amazing.
Makes the blood look so pretty.
So good, so good.
You are my absolute favorite type of person to kill. You're always so gloriously amazed when you die.
Oh God. Great stuff. Great stuff.
So good. So fucking good. Tiger and Bunny also has a great dub.
I never
But
did get
never
around
got
to that.
getting it.
And Big O. I liked Big O's dub a lot.
Oh my
yeah.
God.
Big O is
Big
so
O.
good.
I've
Big
Also
O-
known as like half of my personality.
I've never.
I mean,
I've
Big
never-
O's like
I've
one of
never
my
seen it any
favorite-
other way.
My love language is bigadoos.
I mean, Big O's like one of my favorite mecha shows regardless. It's
My love language is cast in the name of God.
Exactly. Man, okay, so like I love it because half of it is crime noir whodunit, right? And then the next half is robots beating the shit out of each other. My dad, his endorsement of Big O is we can both match it because half of it is built for him, and the other half I'm going, yeah, robot.
They
Cast
somehow
in
did
the name
no
of God, ye not guilty.
did fucking noir Flash Gordon. It's great.
It's so fucking good.
Starring Phoenix Wright.
Yeah.
God.
What if Phoenix Wright was Batman and had a robot?
You mean that's not the plot of
It's
Phoenix Wright?
showtime.
And Steve Bloom doing like the best ever. Just like, thank you, man. You sound so good.
Steve Bloom, probably the goat. Like in terms of like anime voiceover, like goddamn.
Yeah. I remember I listened to one of Logic's albums when I was just driving a couple years ago. I heard Steve Bloom on it. I had to pull my car over. I was like, I did not just hear Steve Bloom on this Logic album. I did.
And so it was.
Dude, it's so weird to hear Steve Bloom crop up in places where you're just like, you're not anime, just keep driving.
He's in more non-anime stuff than anime.
Well, yeah, he finally.
I didn't know that.
I remember that story that like when he did Avatar Korra, that they I think at first Andrea Romano didn't believe in him because he's like, well, he came from anime until she like wowed him, and I'm just like, man, it sucks that anime voice actors get that stigma because it's like he's good. There's a lot of us who are good.
Wasn't he already Wolverine at that point?
He's Wolverine?
That's a good question.
Oh,
yeah.
yes,
He
he is
crushes
Wolverine
Wolverine.
in a lot of things.
I
Holy
thought it was
shit,
the
I didn't know
it was
that.
the highest crime in my mind to not have him cast as Wolverine in that Wolverine anime. It's like you had Steve Bloom
They
and you didn't let
probably-
him just do it.
Do you think that was he in that anime in general?
He was like a side like samurai character, and I was
really?
just like, yeah, I forget. Wasn't it like one of the supernatural guys who played Wolverine or something? I forget.
Oh, did they stunt cast? Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know. I never watched it. I had.
It was like that and that Iron Man anime. They kind of came out at the same time, and they sort of did the same thing of like, let's get a big name, and it's like, no, it didn't help. It helped nothing to have that casting.
Because it's a Wolverine anime. Most comic book people, I don't know. It came out in a weird time and place, and it was
Yeah.
so that was like what, like 2009, something like that, 2008.
Yeah, I don't see a lot of people remember that one now.
All I
It sort of
remember is
faded.
all I remember is like when the trailer dropped out. There was like a meme between my friends when Wolverine says, "Welcome to New York."
Wow.
Like somebody had it on their soundboard. Whenever anybody entered a chat, they would just say, "Welcome."
Well, are we all back?
Mm-hmm.
I'm back. I'm good to go.
I'm also good to go.
Right on. Well then, if that being the case, let's get right back into tonight's episode of Gateway. Right. Louise,
Yes.
you stick the key in the car, and the engine revs to life, and soon you are in motion. As you head towards your destination, Westport, to wrap up some unfinished business. I'm going to roll something.
Is it dice? Is
Maybe.
it Die Hard dice?
It is, in fact, Die Hard dice.
Wow.
Okay. As you pull away from the safety of Riverside and you hit the road, halfway through your drive, you notice clouds beginning to roll in. As a gentle drizzle sort of makes the road slick in front of you.
I keep the window down and I hear the pitter-patter on my mask as we drive.
I will slow up a little bit, you know, just to navigate a little more carefully.
Mm-hmm. As you are forced to slow down to avoid going off roads too terribly far. You make it about halfway. What route are you using, by the way?
Oh, gosh. Let's see. There's Forest Park. There's Westport. Let me. Yeah, switch. Gosh, can we? Looks like there's a road sort of here-ish. Is that showing up at all?
I'm not seeing anything if you're doing something. Oh, there we go. There's a ping.
Like, is that a road we can get to?
Yeah. That is a road you can get to.
I guess we can take that road.
You're sort of turning onto it.
Meow.
Neum indeed, as I will grab some notes here and reveal a bit more of the map.
Oh, and Caitlin's not here to know.
Oh no. We'll update her.
She just woke up screaming and clutching her chest.
Someone clip this so we can send it. Be like, Caitlin, look.
I feel like the map is being updated.
We uncovered squares.
Filling in squares without her. Is there anything down this way? There is. As you begin to clear a path through your usual, well, not your usual, rather an unusual route, you are met with some new road.
New road.
New road indeed. Yes, and on the side of the road, you see a somewhat large structure. This is an oddly shaped structure. It looks sort of like a frying pan almost when you view it from the side. You see most of the exterior glass is sort of busted up windows. Inside, you see through the windows, at least something that's visible. You see something sort of like sickly green on the inside. And a parking lot full of abandoned cars. You drive by and you notice on the side of the building itself, and I didn't type it out because the name is too long. You see the name. I'll reduce the size of that a little bit.
Oh, damn.
You see on the side of the building, it says Maryland Heights Community Center.
I had to clear a little more of that fog of war, but...
Yarp, I'm getting to it.
Free vision.
I'll shrink that a little bit more, actually. And there you have it. I'm assuming you keep driving, though.
We have a mission, but...
Yeah. Clocks that and sort of says, well, that might be worth that looking at later. But yeah, I'll keep going.
Alrighty. As you keep going. Okay. As you keep going, nothing else seems to change. I'm assuming you're going to turn in this way?
To the east?
Yes.
To get back to that like waste, like the essentially like the water treatment area that we were at when we snuck in last.
Fair enough. I'll just reveal that for you as well. All sorts of stuff getting revealed today.
So many squares revealed on my first session. I'm very honored.
There you go. To christen this first session, and just for the sake of ease, I will put you on to West Fort because you may as well just be there.
What is the does it look like there's sorry, like any sort of like patrols or anything outside? How does the place look from out here?
Whoever would like to make wits rolls.
Oh, sure.
Louise, you're driving.
12!
On the road.
I'm just...
The apex is tuned in.
Alvin, you're worried about Louise's driving.
Yeah, you're just holding on to the handle. Oh jeez. Oh god.
You can tell
side seat driving in a very friendly way.
You can tell Louise's driving is not as practiced and as second nature as Cynthia's was.
She's having a good time.
Road is slick and bumpy, and she's a new driver, and
large clunk under the car. Oh shit! Sorry. That's a big one.
I'm still hanging out the window. Just
And Theo, would you like to make a voice roll as well?
Sure. Though Theo is, I imagine, kind of white knuckling the handle, like near the roof of the car. It's an 8.
Okay. Yeah, sure enough, you haven't actually been in a moving, working vehicle before, so the experience is new and not really all that comforting or comfortable, but you know, you're getting where you need to be. However, as you look out the window, you do notice that on the sort of outskirts of Westport, with the sort of overcast nature of the weather now, you can see there's a bunch of lights on the inside of the town, and everything seems to be as you remember it. As most of the party remembers it, according to reports you've heard of Westport, Theo, it seems to be sort of like I mentioned earlier, sort of a large pleasure district, but it's a town.
Okay.
Lots of old sort of European style buildings, including one gigantic building that looks like it's made entirely out of brass, as these orange panels would normally sort of catch in the sun, but seeing as how it's not entirely visible at the moment due to the weather, it still is a striking and imposing force. You do notice there are quite a bit of people here. A lot of armed people. And Apex with a 12, you notice that a lot of those armed people appear to be members of the family.
Oh, fuck off.
As I recall, there's kind of like a wall perimeter around Westport, right? Like they have a perimeter of some sort, like some sort of secure...
Yes, it's sort of like a wall or like a gate.
Do they look like they're patrolling the outside, or are they just kind of like stationed around the?
They're
mainly
stationed
the
around
points?
the wall. They're not patrolling the outside.
I look to the front of the car. Are the lights on?
Louise, are the lights on?
No, you said we were driving in the middle of the day. I mean, even with rain, it wouldn't be that dark.
I didn't know how drizzly it was.
I assume.
Slow down. We might be spotted.
Nods. All right, I'm on it.
Find a place to park. How close are we to the sewer area?
You can see there's like a large grate that leads out into sort of a place where most of the sewage goes. A familiar grate to you.
It seems a scattered faction of the family has taken up here, providing security, bolstering their forces.
That's gonna make things more difficult. Shit. Where's a place I can park, Connor? That keeps the car out of sight-ish.
You could... last time you were here, Cynthia parked it in sort of like a parking garage.
Yeah, we were able to get in then.
Yeah, you were in disguise. You may have to just leave it on the road.
Yeah, is there free parking in the post-apocalypse?
Technically, yes, because
Well,
everywhere is
yes.
a parking spot.
I have to download a stupid app. Why does every pay lot have its own fucking app?
I guess we'll do that. I mean, we had the whole thing where you can just take the battery out of the car so no one could drive off with it.
Nobody would even assume that any of these cars would actually be working for the most part anyway.
Yeah.
Well, the key's coming with us anyway.
Except the people who watched you drive in last time.
True.
That is also true.
Fair amount of play.
Yes, you can easily remove the fusion reactor from the car.
All right.
And I'm assuming you approach.
Yep. We'll how much energy does that fusion core have now?
I thought Caitlin would have told you that.
You said you were keeping track of it.
Was I?
Yeah, you said that last
Well,
time.
it's at 110%. How'd that?
No,
Oh my
Hey,
goodness!
how did that happen?
That's crazy.
Wow.
Thank you, Caitlin. Thank you for keeping such
Let's
exact.
go!
Thank you for keeping such exact notes.
Good. Thank God for renewables energy.
I could check her sheet.
No, that's unnecessary.
No, you don't do that. What do you do? No, don't worry about it.
Fusion core.
And I can't believe Cynthia stealth checked a entirely brand new core for you guys before leaving.
Dude, that was so
pocketed.
crazy.
Yeah, just, like, sleight of handed it. It's crazy. It's nutty.
Woohoo!
Slipped it right in there without us noticing.
It has 52% left.
That's plenty.
I know we should have put more than 5 caps in. Kind of walking up to the group. Oh, well, y'all, this is more your detail than mine. What are the rules of engagement here?
Well,
Stay
the
down. Try not to be noticed.
Yeah, the rules
going to
slightly
try to-
changed.
We're going to try to sneak in the way we did last time. If we meet resistance,
Well, I'll follow your lead.
Fingers crossed.
start heading toward the inlet we found last time.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. I'm just pulling up some notes about Westport here. What I had last time. You get closer to the sewer grate. A city stream of yuck is pouring out of it.
Technical term.
Unpleasant, but you've been in here. You've slept in here before, as I remember.
It gets better the further in you go, if I recall correctly. It's just the
That is
entrance
correct.
and the exit that's awful.
That is definitely correct. Let me just go and... Is this it? That'll work. Alrighty. You enter into the sewer grate, pulling aside the rather large door, often used for maintenance, and you slide in. The interior of the sewer is much as you left it. There are emergency lights active that leave the sewer mostly lit. The metal and concrete around you appears to not be changed all that much. You remember the layout of this place. How are you proceeding?
Still carefully? I mean, just can we do a roll to listen and see if there's any, if it sounds different, seems different than last time?
Yeah, you can make a roll.
Apex, as usual, would probably kind of like try to take the lead in here, sneaking in and just swoop. That's a 9 for listening and proceeding carefully.
9 for listening and proceeding
There's
carefully.
a 10. Yay. Finally. I think I've rolled 6s up until this point the whole time.
Let's go, baby.
As you both take a minute to listen to see if you can hear anything in the distance of the sewers. Apex and Louise, you do hear something off in the distance. Louise, you actually can tell what it is. It's the rhythmic sound of bootsteps ringing out against the sort of metal grid flooring you've got here.
What is that? It sounds like something maybe mechanical.
That's footsteps. There's people down here. Shit. It wouldn't surprise me if they figured out how this is how we got in and increased security here, too. Do you think, Apex? Proceed, or should we try it another way, get another way in?
Something tells me they're going to scrutinize all of us at the door, and Cynthia was much better at talking. I think this is our best chance. If we find resistance, we need to take it out quietly.
All right. Apex lead the way.
Apex is going to try to scout ahead. Yep, that's an 8.
It's an 8. You know, moving
moving
forward.
There's just a bit of slosh.
Moving forward, you remain silent as you approach a corner, rounding around, where you hear now getting closer. The footsteps are coming from, but you pass a sort of slick patch on the ground, and it causes you to slip, and that slipping makes an audible sort of squelching sound. And before you're able to get a look at where those footsteps are coming from, you hear a... What was that?
I hold my hand up for everybody that's following. What are my surroundings like?
The normal... Actually, I had a map. Did I discard it? Am I a fool?
I just want to know what like the terrain is. Like, am I, like, how deep is the yuck that I'm in, etc.
You're not actually standing in the yuck right now. The sewer is sort of you're in like sort of a maintenance tunnel that is above a sewer.
Gotcha.
Sort of meant to monitor the levels and whatnot in times of yore, but the yuck flows underneath you, actually, and you can sort of see it through the metal grid flooring. However, your current surroundings are you've got the exit to the sewer sort of behind you to the south. To the north, you remember that's where you found a family of rad roaches that you needed to take care of before you could get down.
Yes.
And there is a tunnel directly to the east of you as you're pressed up against the wall.
We had a map for this area before, didn't we?
I don't think I showed you a map. I think I had a map.
I just remember it all being drawn out on the screen and everything.
Is the tunnel to the east where the boot steps are coming from, or is that accessible to us without going across where the boot steps were coming from?
Oh, fuck. Sorry. I found where it was. I deleted it.
Aw, oh well.
It must have gotten purged during one of my many document purgings on my computer. Sorry, what was that? What was your question?
I was asking if that tunnel to the east you were talking about, that's not the exit, is that where the boot steps are coming from, or is it accessible without exposing ourselves to where the boot steps were coming from?
It is to the east is where the bootsteps are coming from.
Okay, so that's okay. After I heard that person say, "What was that?" Do I hear any approaching? Do I hear them approaching now?
The bootsteps seem to have stopped.
I will pause. I will wait.
A tense moment
Must have been
passes. the little eyeball shrinks. I will go ahead and roll something for him to see how suspicious. Yes.
Yeah, suspicious is this guy.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
Okay. You hear the bootsteps pick back up again, and they appear to be getting closer, but they're slower and more deliberate now.
I ready my I kind of like get down into like a grappling stance, ready to at once grab the person around the mouth and thrust my gauntlet toward their throat in a like don't you fucking dare make a sound kind of motion if they come around that corner. Just like kind of pull them in. Is it just one set of bootsteps that's coming this way?
Just one, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Then that's my plan at the moment.
All right. As you wait in crouched position, slowly from around the corner, as you're pressed against the wall, you see the telltale wide-brimmed fedora of a member of the family's usual dress. Notably, however, this individual appears to not be wearing a suit. He appears to be wearing, right now, he's got a white undershirt that's sort of dirty. Looks like a little bit of sweat might be coming through it. The sleeves are rolled and buttoned above his elbow. He's got a thin mustache and sort of a pretty rugged 5 o'clock shadow going on right now. And he is wielding what looks to be a machine gun.
Well, he's also got the Apex's hand at his throat and hand around his mouth with a 14. I drag him around the corner as soon as I see him. Swiftly and quietly.
Like a phantom. You clasp your hand over his mouth before he can make a noise, and you pull him around the corner, and as he scrambles to try and defend himself, you point the claws towards his throat.
Don Slick sends his regards.
What?
Quickly, can I roll to listen for if I hear any other footsteps after him, or if there's other ones besides him I'm hearing?
Yeah, go ahead and roll another wits.
That's +2. That's a 9.
You hear more noises off in the distance, but you don't think they're getting closer.
He's not the only one, Apex. Keep it quiet.
I note. I nod and I drag him further back around the corner.
He sort of grunts and struggles as you pull him back towards the rest of your companions.
I let his neck bleed a little from the prick of my Deathclaw gauntlet to just let him know what position he's in.
Oh,
Quiet.
Okay.
With your hand. How many are you?
Louise is flicking on her, takes 1 to know 1.
He sort of tries to catch his breath, realizing the situation he's in, thinks for a moment. Like, in general, or just down here?
How many are on patrol down here?
He raises 4 fingers on his free hand.
I glance over to Louise.
Is that true?
He with your takes 1 to no one, it does not seem like he's trying to hide anything from you.
Seems right.
I loosen, like, I tell him, if you scream, you will die. Do you understand?
Yeah, I understand.
I loosen my fingers around his mouth a little, keeping my hand clenched around his jaw and the claws still pointed at his throat.
He raises his, goes to slowly lower his machine gun to the ground, keeping one hand raised, and then when the gun is on the ground, he raises the other one. Wait. Why are you here?
Unfinished business.
Okay, you
Why
came back.
Are you here?
He raises his eyes, looking. He's got an exhausted look to him.
I'd imagine.
Let me tell you. A lot has happened while you guys were gone.
Enlighten me.
I'm with Big O.
Oh, takes 1 to know 1.
He's telling the truth.
I look over to you, Louise.
Nods.
I take my I take one of my feet and I just kind of like slide his gun back toward you.
Oh, okay.
Are those
I'm
guys?
gonna leave that on the ground.
Those other guys I'm hearing, are they with Big O too?
The everybody in the sewers? Yeah, we're all helping the resistance.
I look at you again.
Yeah, fine. Takes 1 to know 1.
He's being pretty straight with you.
Louise sighs. She's like, "Oh, that's good. All right, Apex, you should."
I let him go.
Sorry about that, buddy.
Oh, you're scary. Oh man.
What, Big O didn't tell you about him?
I go back to I shift into the shadows slightly.
I didn't need Big O to tell me about you. I know.
So what's the deal up top side?
Oh fuck. Okay. You got a minute?
We're not in that much of a hurry.
Okay. I'm gonna pick up my gun now. And
I look at him and I say, no.
Oh. All right.
Not yet.
Okay. Yeah.
What kind of gun does he have?
You're looking down at it, you can tell right away it's a submachine gun, but roll smarts.
Okay. 8.
I'm hesitant to let him pick up the gun. We know he's with the resistance, but we don't know who leads the resistance or what their agenda is right now.
No, that's reasonable.
The design of this particular submachine gun looks pretty old. It's got sort of a magazine fed out from the bottom of it that is perfectly straight and rather large, right in front of the trigger. You've heard of these before. They're pretty rare. This is a Thompson submachine gun.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes colloquially referred to as a Tommy gun.
Theo will pick up the Tommy gun, take out the straight magazine, and kind of rack the slide back to make sure there's no bullets in it.
Chicago typewriter.
Hand the gun over to the Apex. We can give him back his ammo as soon as we're done with him.
Apex holds the gun very awkwardly, like this man may have held a gun before in his life, but he does not like them.
Fair enough.
Louise will sort of subtly reach over and like, I got that, buddy.
Well, I guess, first things first, my name's Lazaro Morga. A lot of people just call me Laz. Well, I'm here. Big O sort of is trying to, help the family turn a new leaf, but it seems like there's some
Resistance.
heavy hitters from the family that still have a lot of pull, and well.
So basically, it's sounds like the family is kind of splitting into factions.
Yeah, two people butting heads.
You know who Deuce is, right?
Oh, Louise like puts a hand to her forehead and just like is like, "Fuck me, that asshole."
I may have broken his ribs once. Wait, no, collarbone.
That's
Wait, no.
right. That front
Both.
neck.
Potato.
Damn, well, I'm surprised you even got close to him. He's everyone who isn't on Big O's side and doesn't want to play ball with the new status quo, they all went over to Deuce. And, well, unfortunately, that's a good majority. See, Big O, he's a good guy. He's soft-spoken. He's, passionate, but when it comes to leading, it's not really his strong suit. And a lot of the guys sort of defected. We maybe have 16 to our name in total.
The others down here in the sewer with you. Are they on your side?
Yeah, they're with the resistance too.
So wait, there's 4 or 5 of you down here,
Yeah, 4.
and
Me
you
included.
said what? How many did he say? 16.
16.
Yeah.
So are you guys like spread out in the city, hiding out, or you got a base? What's going on?
Well, from what I gather, you've been to the resistance base before.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's still a thing, but it's gotten real bad since you were here last time.
What ended up happening?
Deuce, the town ended up holding another election. And it usually takes place once a year, and this time it was it. And usually the mayor around here runs unopposed. But she wasn't opposed this year. Deuce is the new mayor of Westport.
Oh, you gotta be shitting me.
And he's running roughshod. He's got the whole using slaves, that's in full gear again. He managed to set up a tower that reconnected to all their callers. The bombs, they're rearmed.
Where's he held up?
I'm sure you saw that big fucking tower on your way in. The radio tower.
So he's there.
That's where he's calling all the shots.
Convenient. All of it
What
in one
about-
spot.
What about the old mayor? Where's she at?
She's, from what I hear, she's sort of playing assistant. Getting him all fit in and suited in, but if you want my opinion, it seems kind of reluctant.
Where does she spend her days?
I can't say for sure. She doesn't spend a lot of time in the radio tower anymore. She's around town, but I couldn't say where. I don't exactly know.
Deuce's men, how much do they oppose you to? Is it 2-1, 3-1, 4-1?
Of the ones that are in Westport, I'd say there's easily double our numbers, time and a half, maybe. And of course, they've all got their tech and their kit. They got their suits with a ballistic weave in it.
What do we know about this Deuce fella?
Oh, we tangled with him before. He was one of the players in the family.
He's hungry for nothing but power and money.
Deuce is all business.
And what's his business?
Slavery.
Anyone know where he keeps his stash of wealth?
Well, that's the thing. He sort of inherited the wealth of Westport. That's how he was able to sort of heavily reestablish himself here. He's a talker, knows how to talk business with.
Gotcha. So he's more equity man than actual supply.
Yeah. As far as fat cats goes, he's the fattest. That might be literal.
Does he still frequent the jazz club?
What, Deuce? I don't know.
Actually, that treasure question raises... You said they got all their tech and shit here, right?
Yeah.
Do they do they got a place where they store it?
Store it? I wouldn't know. I think if we did know, we would have hit that by now, but...
So that's a major clue. We should probably figure out where he's holding his stuff up, or try to find some ways to go ahead and move the people against him.
How is it looking up there? How are you guys moving around in general without getting caught?
I mean, we try to blend in, but, well, Deuce at the beginning of all this just sort of managed to put it bluntly, catch us with our pants down. And we had more of an open presence here, but Deuce found out about the people who weren't loyal to him and, well, roughed them up, stole their shit, and cast us to the wind. I'm surprised he didn't kill any of us.
You were foolish to remove your pants at such a time.
Ain't that right?
We should find some way to go ahead and get you some of your equipment back.
And your pants.
Yeah.
And
We were looking about this guy, Toby Blunt. They had him locked up. Do you know anything about him?
The radio guy. Yeah. Yeah, he's still locked up.
Hopefully that's a generally safe place to be, all things consider.
Well, I mean, I guess it's, safer than being out there with the guys whose whole gig you helped foil, I suppose.
I'm surprised they didn't slap a collar on him and have him scream out propaganda. They're bad at this.
One thing at a time, Apex.
Deuce, I don't think trusts him. I think he is sort of, Deuce is a good enough talker as it is, and, he probably suspects that Toby would find a way to get his message out anyway. I mean, he contacted you guys.
That's true.
Think you can introduce us to your friends then? See what we can do to...
Oh, yeah. Oh, man, you're going to be a breath of fresh air. Literally.
I turned to Louise real quick. What's this radio station playing right now? Who's running it?
Oh, good question. She gets her Pip-Boy and she tunes the radio to the one Toby does, but on low volume.
You hear as the ambient music of the sewer fades.
Welcome to Sewer FM.
Home of the rat.
Your Pip-Boy crackles to life. And you hear a much different voice than the one that was put on last time.
Hey, all you mooks, welcome to Gateway Radio, where we play all the classics. Up next, we got Colin and Harlan's Everybody's Jazzing It. Jazz it up, baby!
I think I'm partial to Toby.
Say, Alvin.
Apex is just kind of bopping his head while you're having this conversation.
What can I do y'all for?
You ever met this Deuce fella?
Yeah, we bumped into him way back in the day over in Frontenac Plaza. He was speaking a bunch of roughshod stuff. Apex kind of had enough with him and went ahead and roughed him up real good like. Good job on that, by the way, Apex. After that, we had a couple evidence, found a bit of a bomb collar, got locked up by Frontenac. We're doing good at Frontenac now because they wanted us to go out and find more about these bomb collar things, and well, wouldn't you know it, here we are.
And all these bomb collars, they all link up to that tower?
It's a radio system. So how it all works is there was a signal.
I hand you the deactivated bomb collar I have.
I will give you a demonstration by pointing at popping some deactivated like panels and whatnot and pointing at this. So you see there was a signal that was going up at over there in the arena, like, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the radio tower was also linked up to here. So what we ended up doing is I put up me and Boss Man made up a kind of a jammer to go ahead and just cancel out their signal with our signal. Had a little bit of a time to go ahead and shut and turn off those things, which makes me think that they found whatever I glued back on, what I glued up on that radio tower and took it off. But it's all radio signals, so if we go ahead and find the signal, or maybe they change the channel to it, regardless, once we find that, that's a master key. We can go ahead and start popping them off.
And these collars, they're just on the slaves? Doesn't keep them on anyone else?
The slaves or anyone else they ain't tuned on front of.
Let's see.
That's what I'm thinking about.
Well, this Deuce fella, is he the kind not get his way and hit the button, blow them all up?
It's really hard to go ahead and get a measure of what he was talking about, but I would go ahead and say that he would be the kind of man that if he's not getting what he's want, he's going to get it one way or another. At least that's what I remember back in Frontenac, and like Mr. Like Laz said, and everyone else, he is the kind of rough son of a gun to go ahead and do those kind of things. He wants it, he gets it.
I'm just trying to get a measure of the man because he doesn't have a lot of resources to his name. Mostly his good nature or his fast talking and, well, the trust that this place gives him. And he might not be willing to necessarily throw away all those lives, as that's his capital.
Have you been compromised yet, Laz?
Compromised is in, like...
Have you been found out?
Well, it's sort of hard to blend in. And he motions to his sort of dirty white shirt. This is how they tell us apart. Anyone who's not wearing a suit is, well, pretty obvious who the traitors are.
Is there anyone who still wears a suit who is still on your side.
Well, there's one guy. He was sort of kind of a double agent for a little while, but yeah, he's doing his best to lay low up there.
Do you know where he lays low?
Let me look to see where that might be.
Hi.
Hey, TT. I'll throw on another song so it's not so dreary in here. Sorry, I'm bringing up my map of Westport here.
Kind of looking towards Alvin again. Theo will say as you're above game looking at stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So is the plan to try and take down the tower, or are we still in the trying to get information stage?
We need to take down the tower.
That's what I'm thinking. That's going to be the main goal. But right now, any ounce of information we can go ahead and squeeze out is definitely going to go ahead and be what we need to do first. We got to get in there low and slow and then drop a plan on how to go ahead and get to that thing. I don't think it's going to be as easy as me looking like a repairman and getting up there again.
I think we need
Probably
to...
not, but I have the makings of an idea.
I mean, my thought too is that we need to reconvene with everybody who's on our side, the resistance and the family, and get them in on this too. We need backup. We're gonna need a lot of backup.
Yep, and then we got to go ahead and workshop a plan up on there.
Oh.
That tower is going to be key.
Yeah, I think there's a place where he drops off information to an informant. I think it's called Lee's Shoe Repair.
And out of curiosity, has Deuce set up any sort of bounty on the runaways?
Well, about that, yeah. You're basically enemy number one of the family right now. You were considered shoot on sight. I don't know if bounty is the right word, but yeah. Kill on sight.
I crouch down and kind of like stroke my beard for a moment.
Yeah, that's not good either. And consider where we shack up. On top of everything else, that's another force that might move on Riverside.
Well, at the very least, if we do decide to strike, or when we do decide to strike, if they're so hankering to get at you, could be a rather easy distraction for someone else to get in and do what they need to do for the job.
That's part of my thought. My other thought was... I take the broken bomb collar from Alvin. If somebody were to have captured me, what better prize for the new man in charge than the one who killed the old one?
Oh, that's a pretty good idea.
To be fair, Apex, you might have done him a favor.
He seems the type for pomp and circumstance.
He might make a show of it.
That is
that would
also
get
true.
Apex in close.
And while they're distracted, you could shut down the tower. One of you could organize the resistance. And we have the potential advantage of having one person with us that they've never seen, and a potential insider to deliver that information to.
Only problem, Apex, is that if you go offering yourself as a trophy for him, I don't think he's stupid enough to think that me and Alvin aren't there too, somewhere around. He'll be on high alert looking for me and him too.
Mm-hmm.
Really depends on our story. But you're right.
I could try to make a show of it, if that's an idea. Let them know, hey, we understand, the Brotherhood of Steel understands you're the mayor now, and we found these folks pretty banged and beat up. Got one of them, chased the other two away, and figured we'd make good.
Deuce
does not know his face.
It's not a bad idea. Well, for now, let's put that on the side. I want to meet with the rest of the resistance first.
Yeah, fair enough.
All right. We'll do it your way.
Oh, okay. Can I get my gun back?
Fine.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Okay, thanks.
But don't point it at me. I look at him very seriously.
Okay. I wasn't planning on it, but...
Oh, Mr. Theo, hand him his ammo. He's probably going to be missing that.
Theo would put the one in the chamber bullet back into the magazine and hand the whole magazine over.
No, thanks. Hey, you're new. Didn't you have like another girl?
She's off figuring herself out.
Ah. Another runaway, it seems.
Louise gives him a sort of...
board. That was actually pretty good. Goddamn.
Louise gives him a pat, just like, you tried.
He tucks the magazine back into the submachine gun and pulls the rack back as quietly as possible to chamber around. All right, follow me.
The Apex follows, continuing to plan.
Yeah,
Alvin does as such.
He leads you. He leads you off of the west sort of tunnel through the sewers back to where you assume his comrades to be. And Louise, as you are still tuned in to the gateway radio, you hear another voice crackle over the airwaves.
Hello, my fine citizens. It is I, your mayor, Mayor DeMarco.
Louise rolls her eyes. Oh, God.
Apex
As
listens
the
intently.
new leader of this fine civilization, I must encourage cooperation and lawfulness within my borders. The employees take good care of us, and therefore we must take good care of the employees to keep the caps flowing and to keep everybody happy. You've elected me as the one to do this for you. As long as everybody obeys the rules, we'll all be one big, happy family.
And with that, that's where we're going to end the session for this week.
Woo!
How many times I gotta teach you this lesson, old man?
Old man!
I love the voice you gave Deuce, because I was like, yeah, it's me, Mayor DeMarco, the rat.
It's me, the mayor. Hey!
Actually, he's not the rat.
Yeah, that's Barry.
That's Barry.
Oh yeah, Barry the rat.
There, fuck that guy.
DeMarco, the mama said, yeah, go fuck yourself.
Barry the rat.
Barry
the rat. Deep
I could have swore you said we're going to say, like, during that initial radio broadcast, this isn't your grandmother's sewer radio.
It's me, Deuce, the mama set. Just
Pip it really whips the rat roach's ass.
Imagine Dragon starts playing.
Radioactive.
I scratch my ass and I
slap my nuts.
It really is radioactive out there. But with that, thank you all so much for stopping by. Zan, welcome to the game.
Welcome! Yay!
I hope you're as chuffed as I am to have you here,
I
exploring my own little slice of the American Midwest.
I am very, very excited to be here, and I'm very thankful. Thanks for having me. I feel
Absolutely.
incredibly welcomed.
Well, before we head on out of here, we got to do our outros. So starting with Lanny, where can they find you, and what are you up to?
Find me all over the internet at Lanny Pator. Here's twitch.tv/Lanny Pator. If you're not all tired and tuckered out of role-playing games, tune in tomorrow for the ties that bind at 1 o'clock Central Time on twitch.tv/Lanny Pator. There's assassins, there's demons, there's political intrigue. What's gonna happen with all of it? Only way to know is to tune in and find out.
I don't
know. Marge, I don't know what to do with all these choices.
Marge, I don't want to assassinate anyone.
Yeah, do it, Homer. Rack the
I don't
cheese.
want to cause a political incident.
Sometimes you gotta cause political incidents, homie.
Oh,
That was more.
Time is money, friend.
God.
Yeah, tune in, find out. It'll be a good time. Recently beat the Elden Ring DLC. VODs are going up on my YouTube, Lanny Arcade. Check those out. Don't know what I'm gonna be playing next. My streaming schedule is kind of messy right now as I plan for a move and work on getting some like live action stuff shot that I'm very excited for. So stay tuned. Be a lot of fun stuff coming up. That's me.
Excellent. Next we got, hey, Mr. Rabbit, where can they find you and what are you up to?
And I'm Mr. Rabbit. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube at Hey Mr. Rabbit. I put my VODs on YouTube. I'm making my very first YouTube video. It's going to be great and entirely professional. You're going to love it. Also, I'm a writer, and I also stream on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. I play horror games on Thursday with Sarah. I play RPGs with Meadles on Friday. And Monday and Tuesday, I play RuneScape and more RuneScape. Also, I try to sneak in Elden Ring at any moment in time. I just beat Millennia. I'm dipping my toe into the DLC. No one told me the first boss of the DLC is a crazy war vet with a M16. I wish somebody would have told me. I laughed really hard.
Oh, you found Guts.
I did! Guts! ... with a gun!
I mean, he has that like auto crossbow, so that's like still totally the reference.
It shoots like a freaking Kaizo level. I love it. But if you want to hear me tell my dumb stories, you can find me on twitch.tv/Hey Mr. Rabbit. I stream Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. And I'd be glad to have you. That's me.
Right on. Up next we got Sarah. Where can they find you and what are you up to?
Twitter and YouTube at Sarah with an H and with an E, Willia. I mean, yeah. Not much to talk about. Just starting up the July. Yeah. See you next weekend and on Thursday with Rabbit.
It's Alan Wake 2. I am so excited.
That guy had a freaking command grab.
I still need to play the DLC for it.
I just can't believe that guy had a command grab like that. That was.
Dude, I just loved how detailed his like grin was when he killed you. It was amazing.
It's like yeesh.
Oh, so good.
Right on. And joining us for the first time on Gateway, Xanalis Grimm. Where can they find you and what are you up to?
Hey, gang. You could find me over on Twitter, X, whatever the hell it's called now, at Zanny_Grim. You can also find me on my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/XanalisGrim. Normally, I do role-playing content that I stream on that channel, but as I also just moved, things took a little bit of a break. Now a bunch of the players are out doing convention circuits, which is totally fair, but we're not really going to pick up some of those role-plays back up until August. So for now, if you want to catch me over on my channel on Monday evening at around 7 p.m. PST, I will be streaming some more Darktide, potentially with friends, including Edward Bosco. So if you want to look out for that, that'll be there. Aside from that, on, I believe, this upcoming Thursday, potentially if nothing gets in our way, I'm going to be over on twitch.tv/Monty channel at 7 p.m. PST for some more Dungeon of the Mad Mage, where I play an incredibly sad human fighter named Bertrand. And so what else is there? Oh, right. Tomorrow, and every other Sunday, I will be over at twitch.tv/Burnout Vaughn's channel, where we play every other week campaign in the Realms of Dread. So if you want to look out for that, I think that'll be around 3 p.m. PST. So look out over on his channel for that. But aside from that, for now, that's me.
Excellent, excellent. Suppose that just leaves me. They can find me on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Tumblr, Blue Sky, at Distortion Devil. Instagram, at Connor McKinley VA. I stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. However, this coming week, streams will be a little sporadic, as I will be in Green Bay, Wisconsin, for KitsuneCon with the one and only Edward Bosco.
Oh, I'm banned from there, I think.
Wisconsin.
What?
From all of Wisconsin or the con?
The convention.
Oh, okay.
Aw.
Well,
I don't even remember why. I just heard I was.
I'm going to be there. Maybe I'll inquire.
Inquire within.
But regardless, yes, the streams will be a bit sporadic next week. But if you're in the Green Bay area, come on by and see me. I'll be signing some autographs.
It's probably because I'm a Minnesotan. They don't like Minnesotans over there.
Oh, no.
Right? They just dive into you. They
What the
bite at
F?
you like dogs from FromSoft games.
It's because their state fair is better.
True. Minnesota State Fair is superior.
It's really good. It's really good. It's huge. Anyway, we're going off on a tangent.
Might be the best one in the country.
I'm good at that.
If I'm gonna be
In
honest.
my opinion, it is.
I've never been to Iowa's. I hear Iowa's is good, but
But yes, that's about it for me. This episode of Gateway was brought to you in part, as always, by Die Hard Dice.
Die Hard Dice!
That's right.
Hell yeah.
Die Hard Dice. It's your one-stop shop for dice and dice accessories. And if you head on over to dieharddice.com, you can use the code UNEXPECTABLES to save 10% on your order. Also pick up the Lies Aspect Dice, the official collaboration between the Unexpectables and Die Hard Dice. As well, be sure to look at our merch store. We've got some new designs coming down the pipeline, one of which is a brand new Gateway-themed design. I have a feeling you'll like it. As well, we couldn't do this week in, week out, without bits and subs from viewers like you.
Subs!
Viewers such as Therapod Art. Thank you for the 52 months. Get a load of that, man. It's him. It's that man.
There he is.
He's the man with a plan.
Yeah.
Confan, thank you for the 7 months. Wait, what? I don't know what you're reacting to. Kilroy Von Lotwick, thank you for the 7 months. Aw, Gateway, a way to end a very busy day. And it has its first guest. Well, I think it's sort of graduated from guest. I wouldn't consider Theo to be a guest character.
Become guest plus.
Oh shit.
Guest
Premium guest.
Oh man. Got the Disney Fast Pass.
Yeah.
There you go. Guest Nitro.
Ooh.
And they gotta pay a subscription now.
There you
There it is.
Pay up or you're booted out of here. Magic Ninjago, thank you for the 44 months. I come in and I see a new person here. That's right. New to Gateway, not new to the channel. Pathender's Pod, thank you for the raid. And Magic Ninjago, thank you for the 100 bits. Fridays with Scree Squad, where Rabbit might go insane over some palms.
It's true. I hate palm parties so much.
Damn.
My favorite thing about Japanese RPGs is to get the best things, I have to play mini games that aren't part of the core combat system. Love it. Don't I love that? Having to play a game genre that I'm not good at. And I have to play it 40 times.
Rabbit, you do this to yourself.
Yeah, that's why I
Yeah.
play RuneScape. Well, back in the inferno.
Ah, look at the consequences of my own actions.
Yeah, I say as Zuck punches me in the face again. Ah,
Nod, champ.
nodders,
Well.
nodders.
With that, I suppose we'll go ahead and wrap up tonight's episode of Gateway. Thank you all so much for stopping by, everybody. We will see you in 2 weeks. But until then,
Ready for a revolution.
oh yeah,
It will be televised.
with a rebel
Live
yell,
streamed.
they're crying war, war, war. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Actually, we should probably figure out who we're rating for.
Oh,
good
yeah,
nights
yeah,
or
we
so.
probably should. Let me pop out the old button
Ungoods
here.
your night.
No, I take it back.
I have people. I don't have people.
Oh, shucks.
I'm sorry. They're all asleep.
Hey, you know what?
Oh, I do! I do have somebody! My friend Poe!
Huh?
Yeah, my friend Poe! She's really cool. She's very fun.
What was the Twitter or Twitch name?
What is the Twitch name?
Yeah, how's it spelled? So I know how.
Church _of_Poe. P-O-E. I will
Raid
send that to you in ATM. I'm
Church
sending it to you.
of Poe. Hard Knock Dice, thank you for the raid. I'm very sorry. We're ending currently. We are just about to do a raid ourselves. Get on our backs. We'll piggyback towards you. We'll piggyback towards Church of Poe. Double raid. Gather in. We'll be your connecting train here. Hop off one train and into another. Let's go. Church of Poe.
You're playing Once Human.
What should our raid message be?
Theo boy, you're so happy to have Theo. I don't know. Theo boy, it's Theo. There you
Theo boy.
go. Theo boy.
boy!
Theo boy.
Theo boy. That'll be our raid message. Right. Right, Yar. Take care, everybody. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Later.